Welcome to Numenera tonight. We are new to this, so we're going to just get straight on with it. And our story begins at a place called Loten Outpost. All three of you, in the last few weeks, have had something dramatic change your lives, leading you to this position in the world, in the great beyond. Loten Outpost sits and nestled between something called the shifting sands and the tumbling crystals that spread for miles and miles and miles in the sky, occasionally shooting down pink-purple lightning to the ground, searing the very sands, the cold sands, mind, into structures of crystals and ice. But you are all here because you have been summoned, well, invited, by an Aeon priest by the name of Garrick Gransden. Garrick Gransden is one of those Aeon priests that wanders the beyond. Nothing to do with the Amber Pope. Kind of works on his own to better the beyond. Help people of the villages that aren't part of the Steadfast. One moment. Furs, I'm assuming that's how I pronounce your name?
Yep.
Furs, you would have received a hollow invitation. A small metal plate that when pressed, a green light flashes up and revealing an orb. The orb spirals on its own, and you hear a gentle feminine voice inviting you to a place called Valheim, where a manticore has been spotted. And it goes on to explain that the manticore is an ancient beast from past civilization that has been troubling this village and requires the expertise of warriors and Numenera trained nanos to either put it down or help it. And so that would be why you will head into Loten Outpost. Sildro, running from your past, well, immediate past of what just occurred to you and happened to you yourself, a messenger a week ago found you on the road as you were heading south. And as the weather steadily got colder and colder, this messenger appears wearing furs. He's got a bandana wrapped around his nose to prevent the cold sands getting into his sinuses and his lungs. And he approaches you on a six-legged beast of burden, rears it up next to you, and looks down at you, and doesn't seem to have any weapons. And he goes, "You Sildro!"
Who wants to know?
Not. Sorry. And he hands down a cylindrical tube.
What's this?
It goes, "Open it then."
I don't know how to use this technology.
He takes it off of you, twists the top, pours out a bit of paper, hands it to you.
Oh, it's mundane.
It's a letter. Yes.
What is this? I open it and read the scroll.
Okay, so the scroll says, basically, you've been invited to Valheim to help fight a beast and be paid for it. The beast it's dated about a week ago from an Aeon priest called Garrick Gransden. It also says that you should meet Captain Larkson at Loten Outpost.
And which direction was this?
South. Southeast from your current position.
So I'm heading in the right way anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I was heading there anyway. Thanks.
He nods and goes, "Right, I'll be on my way." And you see he's got a bag of messages on his back. He seems to be, a messenger. And we'll go over to Nebo. After the dramatic explosion, and you quickly leaving your home city, being chased, you managed to reach Loten Outpost, whereabouts you had previously had the hollow letter detailing of a manticore, something you've always wanted to study, apparently a cipher beast made of metal and technology from a previous civilization. You know that this would benefit you by furthering your knowledge of the Numenera. But as you approach Loten Outpost towards Captain Larkson's port, you see that there is a whole line of sand flyers lined up around a tall central pillar of sandstone, where at the top a rickety-looking wooden hut with a flag on top rests, perched so that you can see all around you, all over the landscape. You see that there's a wagon with a beast of burden at the bottom of this spiralling structure, and 3 figures. One of them, or 2 of them, would be wrapped up. It's cold, mind. Despite the desert conditions, it's a cold desert. So, and above you, you can see a great, large pink crystal just tumbling lazily in the sky. And as you approach, these 2 figures would be Urs and Sildro. So, 3 of you are together. With Captain Larkson standing next to his sandflyer. The sandflyer looks like half of a boat, the front part of the boat, with wings tumbling out the side, diaphanous wings, and you can see blue energy rushing from those diaphanous wings.
Hello. I look in his direction. Greetings.
I'll outstretch my tentacle arms to shake both their hands. Everybody's hands that I see.
What are you?
Just a little different. Not going to be a problem, is it?
No. How do I? I go to shake this thing, and there's nothing to grip a hold of properly, so I just want to shake it.
Yeah, just wrap the tendril up his arm.
As I go to grab his arm, I like put both hands in front of me and like study it just carefully. Like, is this sort of? I've never seen something like this before. How do you even move around like this?
How
do you even pick stuff up?
I'll pick up a rock by wrapping my arm around it like a squid or an octopus would, and just tossing it in the air, catching it, and then like throwing it at his boot. You get used to it.
Amazing.
Look as much as you like. I'm used to people staring.
I'm Sildro Olvenwald. No further pleasantries needed.
I'm Thurs. That's
my name
for now.
My name is Nebo. I'm not from around these parts, but I hope I don't have to climb up that mountain. I hope that's what this glider thing is here for.
But as you say that, the captain, a tall male of perhaps middling 50s, steps between you. You notice he's got a peg leg that has a what looks like prosthetic foot on the bottom. And the prosthetic foot, as he walks, glows slightly, giving him a bounce in his step. Whoa, sorry. He steps between you, his big white bushy beard, like nearly separating you all, and he goes, "Yeah, the sandfly will be taking you across the tumbling sands. Our mutual benefactor said that I get paid to get you over there safely. That's what I'm fucking gonna do. Come on, get in. And as he hits the side of the sandflyer, stairs go hitting the ground.
What about getting back safely? Is that in your contract?
No, it ain't.
Okay, at least I know where we stand.
Just got to get you to Valeheim. He goes, once we pass the tumbling sands, the lands start to get green again. And that's when it's safe. And that's where I'm taking you. We might need to do a little bit of a recharge on the way. But don't worry. You ain't going to get cuted.
Yeah, better not.
Did the thing the message I have outline the payment?
Yes, it did. The message said 50 shins.
Okay.
50 shins and whatever ciphers you find as like keepsies, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, right. So as we board this glider,
yeah,
I'll ask everyone. So, what kind of specialties have you got on this mission? We're apparently fighting some kind of monster. Any information on that?
This is where we might get our first roll. Those of you who are Numenera trained can make a roll at difficulty 3.
Okay.
If you're trained, it's difficulty 2.
Natural 20 for Lewis, straight away.
Well
Wow.
Okay, so Nebo knows all about a manticore, has studied them in his younger days. They are made of metallic plates that interlock and can change and conceal themselves to their environment, kind of like some reptiles can. They have a tail that emits a poisonous fog, and this poisonous fog incapacitates its foes. But manticores, Nebo knows that they basically guard old structures. They never really stray too far from the area they're meant to be in. You won't find them attacking a city, for example. You won't find them being tamed or like controlled, because they guard something. That's what they're there for.
I know everything about these creatures. I've studied them multiple times. I know their strengths and weaknesses. That's what you'll need from me.
But what are their strengths and weaknesses then? Don't leave us hanging here.
Their strengths lie in their metal armor. Their weaknesses lie in where they're based.
The layer is their weakness?
Yes. Maybe. I've never fought one before.
Well, at least you've got some good intel. What about you? I point to
Slimy arms.
What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? Well, I'm a trained seeker. I'm quite familiar with adapting to these kind of situations on the fly. Whenever we come across, I will find the appropriate preparation and deal with it. Hopefully.
All right.
If not, I'll find us a way out of there.
Okay, so as you guys are talking, you're being loaded into the sandfly, basically pushed up the stairs. It goes, we need to get out of here before the storms begin.
All right.
What kind of intensity are the storms around here?
Sometimes bad, sometimes good, depending on the season, really. He points towards the distance, which you can see there's these sparkly pink crystals hanging in the air, and he goes, well, we need to go that way. You see, the sandfly only works here in the shifting and tumbling of the sands. So,
and as I step up the steps to the glider, and I have to bend down to get in through the doorway, I turn back to the others and I go, and it's pretty obvious why they hired me. It takes a monster to gut one. And I'll step into the glider.
Do you actually look any different than the normal person?
No, you can. Description-wise, he's a pretty big, hulking man. He's got a very ragged kind of beard tied in a knot at the end. He's got long grey hair, with almost like silvery looking. He's got kind of torn clothing at the arm. There's sort of like a bone necklace around his neck as well.
Like the actual little.
It kind of looks like savage kind of like clothing, but it doesn't look like he's wearing any armor. He's got a shield strapped to his back, and he's got a holster by his side. Looks like those are the only kind of weapons he's carrying. But he's got massive fists with scars all over them and all up his arms, and a few scars on his face. Looks quite old. Everything looks like he's well travelled. Quite rugged.
The sandflyer, the wings begin to flap and undulate, and then it begins to propel itself forward as it floats roughly about 3 to 4 foot off the sands. And behind you, you hear the thrumming of magic, and the thing propels itself forward, letting out a gout of dust as it goes. And now, Nebo, would you like to introduce yourself and see what you look like?
Yeah, as we just step into the sandflyer, I'm gonna go to Chris and be like, I guess that means you're the muscle of this operation.
I'm sorry, the mustard? The engines are too loud.
The muscle!
And who's Chris?
Silver, yeah. He knows what I meant.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a well-trained glaive.
So, Nebo, he has a body of medium build, short, dark hair under an ever-present hood, his green eyes piercing through the darkness that surrounds his face. A moustache sits below his long, thin nose, and on his chin lies a goatee. One side of his face features a metal implant which has white conduits flowing from it like tattoos. These pass down his ear and neck. He adorns a leather jerkin and black leather boots. that he had scavenged on his trek here. A rapier at his side. On his hands are fingerless gloves. His wrists, also embedded with implants, lead tattoos and like conduits up his arms, which disappear under his jerkin.
Okay. Is that all?
Yep.
Excellent. And would Furs like to...
So from a distance, you might mistake Thurs for a normal person, wearing quite functional clothing, many pockets, many straps, easy to get in and out of. But on a closer inspection, you realize his skin has various pockets of scaly textures to it, mostly on the right side of his face, moving up towards his hairline and shortening his hair on one side. Obviously, the 2-meter tendrils as well, they kind of reveal a certain mutated feature to him, as well as his piercing yellow eyes that just seem to glow in the darkness. He's not particularly big. He's probably smaller than most people, but the 2-meter tendrils definitely make him seem more broad-shouldered as he folds them up to hide them. One of the tendrils, his left one, does seem a little bit more thin and shorter than the other, almost deformed to some extent. And he is very expressionless, and I say a lot.
Okay. Also, can I have Furs and Sildro make a intellect check, difficulty 2?
Okay. So I'm just rolling it just a 20, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look, a natural 20.
I'm afraid that... Okay, so as Nebo tells you his... basically introduces himself and then leans back against the balustrade to look across the sands, something tumbles from his back pocket, and it is definitely Furs that sees it first as it hits the... Sildro only notices it as it thunks against the deck, but Nebo just hasn't noticed that it's fallen out of his pocket whatsoever. But you do notice as it tumbles to your boot.
To my boot?
No, to Furs's.
Can I scoop it up and just give it to him and just not pay any mind to what it is? Just drop this, Nebo.
Nebo, as you turn and you see that desperate switch that you've tried to conceal from everyone.
My eyes widen and was like, thank you.
As I see his expression, like his eyes widen, and he goes to hand it back, I immediately grab his wrist and take it out of the tendril that's holding it and inspect it closer. What's this?
Are you trained in Numenera?
No.
You can make an intellect check, difficulty 5.
Okay.
Sildro, that's mine.
Oh.
Give the man his...
Oh, so close, but no cigar. So no, basically, you don't know what it is. It looks like some sort of switch, maybe, but you don't know how to switch it because the switch is slightly weird. It's got like a configuration to it, like a 5-sided configuration.
I shove it into his chest and say, "Keep your funky devices. It's harnessed well. I don't want them landing on any of their buttons."
You're going to need these in the future.
Seen all kinds of doodads explode and go haywire. Make sure you keep them secured.
I'll try my best. And then in my character's mind, I'll think back to what just happened to me.
Yeah.
As I have grabbed your wrist, by the way, you do notice there's a kind of this big leather armband he's got, and strapped around it there seems to be some sort of like clock. It looks like a watch.
Okay.
But it's weird how it's kind of got more of it's got symbols on it, and they look like cycles. And there's also instead of a clock like ticking, there's like a countdown on there as well.
A countdown.
There is a countdown on it. Yes, it's got like you didn't get quite a good look at how long it's got. You reckon like
Is it in days or hours?
Yeah, that's what I mean when you don't understand whether that's hours or minutes or what. Yeah, so you only get a quick glance at it, but you can see the number ticking down. And,
Can I roll anything to kind of understand like what it's doing?
Yes, it's difficulty 4, so 3 for you.
Okay.
Being a seeker, I don't pay too much mind as to what other Numenera people have. Everybody has various tools.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Okay. Damn, you got a good look at that.
Okay, so it's a chronometer. It counts down. That's basically the gist of it. It counts down to something. You can set it to a time, like yourself. It's like an oddity.
Okay.
It just sets an alarm off occasionally, and you can see with that roll 19, because remember in Numenera 17, 18, 19, 20 is all special.
Yep.
So with a roll of 90, you notice that he's got 3 days left on the clock till something happens.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
And sit back down in the glider. How long we got?
The captain goes to you. All right. Hold
my foot.
Yeah. Hold your goddamn skis. We're nearly there, I think. He looks up at the sky and he goes, "Oh, one moment. Recharge!" He hits 2 levers to the side, presses them down, and behind you, on the rear of the ship, 2 metal prongs unfurl, and above you, pink lightning begins to strike down into the prongs, and you feel the whole ship begin to buzz, lift slightly off the ground, and slump back into the sands. And he goes, "Done. That should set me up for another couple of hours."
That's it. Give it some more juice.
Yep.
So how long does this journey take us?
He goes, "Whoa," and he turns around for you.
This is like...
Oh. It's...
Well, if we haven't done it yet.
30 minutes, basically, you think. You're travelling roughly about 70 miles per hour. It's going quite fast. And that's when the captain goes, "You fellas, you're expecting company?"
In what regard?
And he goes, "Because we got people following us." And he points towards the rear of the ship, and you see a sandflyer has entered the tumbling sands from a nearby dune, and it's flying a flag above it.
Just other people seeking the same treasure as us, maybe?
I squint to see the flag. Do I recognise this?
Well, yes.
My travels in the wilderness.
You would definitely recognise it as the flag of Niliesh, the moving city.
Ah, okay. So maybe merchants, maybe travellers.
They're coming at you about 100 miles per hour.
And then making a beeline towards us.
Yes, and you can see that Nebo would probably be sweating profusely from his brow currently.
What does the moving city want with us? What the?
Yeah, Captain Larson goes, "Well, they're pretty far out of their jurisdiction."
Yeah. And they're heading straight towards us, so perhaps they are actually pirates.
He goes, "We don't get pirates around here. No one's dumb enough to pirate around here. We only get a few things going back and forth every day.
Pirates?
That.
Poor business."
I unholster my buzzer.
He goes, "Whoa!
Good. I was getting bored of this journey.
We'll talk with them first. Let's just talk with them first, yeah?"
I don't think we need to talk with them. Can you make this thing go any faster?
He turns around and goes, I can try. And
On the contrary, you turn. We're going to engage. Engage them directly.
Perhaps we could eject the warp core.
If you really want, do you really want to persuade him, Sildro?
Yeah. I would be telling him to engage the enemy.
Okay, he's a level 3, so you need to roll an intellect roll of difficulty 3 to be able to persuade him.
Alright, sure. Bam. Ah, not quite.
No, he goes, no. We're going to take this easy. And from behind, you see that they approach it quite fast. And you see that Nebo's getting even more nervous as they're approaching. And he goes, "Well, slow down and just see what they want." And he hits down one of the levers, turns one of the cranks, and the wings begin to fold inwards in kind of like a curtain folding motion.
We should prepare for the worst case scenario, just in case they do happen to have nefarious intentions. Look.
I like to think I've got quite the silver tongue, so I reckon I'll be able to talk the ear off of them. And as this sandfly whizzes past you, makes a U-turn, and begins to basically slow down to about 40 or 30, so it can pull up beside you. Nebo,
can I get a look at how many there are if they're wielding any weapons?
Yes, there's 4 guards, and there's one looking captain or officer wearing a red band. And Lewis, I'm about to whisper you something.
Okay.
What would be the best way to sabotage their vehicle?
Steal it. They board us, we board them.
They've got the faster ship.
Indeed. They can have this hunker junk. No
Yeah.
offense.
Can I do like determine how I could disable their vehicle?
Yes, you can definitely make a roll for that. An intellect roll, of course. Difficulty of 4, so 12.
4, and it goes down because I'm trained in Numenera, correct?
Yes, it
Or
goes
is
down
that-
to 9. Yes, it does. That's fine.
so 3.
Nice. You definitely know that these sand flyers, they definitely rely on like a power core in the belly,
Mhm.
and disabling that normally basically discharges the power they've got, and they can't charge again for another hour or two. Although as it slows down, they see they've all got grappling hooks and crossbows. But one of them wearing what looks like pilot's cap and has a red band with the Neelish symbol stands forward, and as you guys are whizzing past, like still going quite fast, he goes, "Stand down, Captain! Stop that sandflyer and hand over the fugitive."
I'm not going back with them.
The captain goes, "I am Captain Ironwald," and then he freezes. He goes, "Not you, fool! I'm not here for you. I'm here for the fugitive." Right. And he points towards the hooded one next to you. Points towards Nebo.
I've kind of put my head down like...
He goes, "I know it's you.
Stop me.
I know it's you. Just come with us, and no one needs to get hurt."
I don't want to.
Well, that's tough. Prepare to be boarded.
Whoa. Whoa. Don't even try that, mate.
Well, guys, I'm gonna need initiative rolls from you.
How do we do this?
You just roll so the captain. So you just roll a normal d20. Just roll a d20. If you're trained in it, I'll sort that out when it comes to it.
I'm trained.
Yep. So just roll a d20. I know that the captain's level 4. So the captain goes on 12. Let's go.
Whoops, wrong button.
Okay, so yep, players always go first. So we definitely got Aldrich there. Whoa, Lewis. And you're trained in it, aren't you? So technically, yep, you go first as well, Chris. Just literally by the margin. So Nebo.
Right.
It's Nebo's go first.
Nebo, you go.
Yeah, you see that the captain brings his hand up, passes his hand like that, and you see all of them draw their crossbows. Well, except for 2. There are 4 guards, 1 captain. And you see the guard.
How close are they towards us? Are they like right next to us, or
They're about 20 foot, and they see they're swinging grappling hooks.
okay? Am I able to use my onslaught ability to hit them from where I am?
Yes. I believe Onslaught does have it has long range, up to 50 foot.
Okay, I will do that. Just aim it at one of the guys swinging a grappling hook to try and disable them.
Okay, did you want to spend any effort?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, make a roll then. It's difficulty 2. Yep. Whoa! I think 19 is plus 2 damage.
Yep.
19 is plus 3 damage, or a minor effect. So minor effects include you can ignore their armor, strike a specific body part, knock them back, or distract them. So do you want the damage or a minor effect?
I'll try the minor effect to let me know if I can do this or not.
Okay, go ahead.
So as it hits one of the guys swinging the grappling hook, he kind of stumbles back and knocks the guy next to him, who drops his grappling hook over the edge.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. How much damage would you have done?
6 damage.
Ooh,
no, 4 damage. Sorry,
4
damage.
4. Okay, so what does your onslaught look like? Where does it come from? What does it look like? Is it invisible?
So it just comes from the palm of my hand, out of one of the conduits that are on my wrist. It kind of feeds out of it and then into my hand like a kind of a blue orb, and then I just fire it like a projectile.
Okay, cool. That sounds good to me.
It's just like a beam of energy.
Okay, yeah, it hits him clean in the arm that he was about to throw with the grappling hook, and as it turns, it hooks his ally's belt, and then he falls back, and they both tumble on top of one another. He didn't quite knock the grappling hook off the edge, But
that's fine.
you've taken the 2 grappling hook guys out of action as they were about to launch it over. So we'll go to Furs.
So how far away from us are they?
10 to 20 feet.
Okay.
With a decent jump, you could probably make it.
What's that in meters?
We're doing this in feet.
I know, but
Okay, in meters that would be 5.
okay.
5 or 6.
Yeah. So I will attempt to jump over there then.
Okay, can you make a smite? It's actually a might roll.
A running check, a jumping check. Sorry,
It's
I have jumping.
yeah.
It is definitely jumping, yes.
Difficulty
And 2.
2, and I have it trained, so does it go down to 1?
It does indeed. Yes, indeed. You make it thump straight in front of Captain Einwald.
Is that my whole action, or do I get more?
Yes, I'm afraid that is your whole action. And now it's over to Sildro.
Okay, is there any more guys with grappling hooks? Just
No, there's just 2 loading bolts.
They're going to try and go for it.
Yeah, and the captain who hasn't even drawn a weapon.
Very well. I also will make the jump. Yeah, I'm trained in jumping as well, so
Uh-huh.
I will simply leap across.
You need 3 or above.
All right. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. You land just in front of Furs.
Imagine
Basically,
the glider tilting slightly as I land on that thing.
Yep, it is kind of like. The captain, by the way, behind you goes, "You're crazy! You're crazy! I ain't made to be boarding and fighting." Okay, so that would be your action.
Okay.
The captain takes a step back away from Furs, who's landing in front of him, whips out something from his wrists, and you see a small golden cipher land in his hand. Pubescent, he aims it and goes, poof, and it fires a stream of fire straight out of it. Can you make a speed defense, please, Furs?
How do I do this?
It's difficulty. He's level 3, so difficulty. No, he's level 4, so difficulty 4.
And I'm not trained in it, so it's just no.
Okay, so as the fire courses across your body, you take a total of what's your armor? Sorry.
1.
So you take a total of 3 damage as it to your might pool as you.
I just reduce the pool, don't I? Not
Yep.
the total, obviously.
Yeah, everyone sees this jet of flame come from this cipher that the captain had, and then you see it's useless, and he throws it off the edge of the sandfly.
As my character, obviously reacts in pain, you hear this, whistling noise as I get angry, and this small orb just juts out of my backpack and just starts floating around me, whistling as I get angrier.
Oh, yes, the oddity. Brilliant.
That's
Yeah. Okay, so one of the crossbowmen takes a shot at Sildro, so you need to. It's a speed defense 2. So you just need to roll.
2. Okay, yeah. I will bring up my shield to ricochet this shot in time.
Excellent, yeah. Ting! And then the other one takes a shot at Nebo. So, once again, a difficulty 2 speed defense roll.
Okie dokie.
And that's perfect. You manage to duck out the way as the bolt goes straight past your head. I'm not going to bother doing the whole re-roll thing, so we'll go back to Nebo.
Okay. Are them 2 guys that kind of stumbled on the floor? Are they starting to recover themselves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they. I forgot to tell you that actually. They did spend their action untangling themselves and standing up.
Okay. I'm going to try and hit one of them again just to keep them out of the fight that Furs and Sildro are currently in.
Is it going to be the same one or?
Yeah, I'm just going to go for another onslaught attack.
Okay, go ahead. Difficulty 2. Yep. As it hits him in the chest, by the way, he's taken off of his feet. He slams into the mid-column of the actual sandfly and then just tumbles into the sands, and you hear the kind of Wilhelm scream. He's going, "Ah!" And he's taken up by the sands.
Into the Sarlacc pit.
Yep. Furs.
Alright, I would like to grapple the captain.
Okay, that's
tendrils, obviously.
So that's a might check equal to his difficulty, which is he's level 4. Did I say? Yeah, it's a 12.
Yep, I haven't, because of my tendrils, I have an asset, so does that reduce the difficulty?
It does.
Again,
No, I think an asset reduces it by 1. I'll check.
Okay, check. Because I can't remember what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You have an asset to grappling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
I have
couldn't
an
remember. I have an asset to speed defense tasks with my shield. And yes, an asset will just decrease the difficulty by 1 step.
Okay. I believe you.
So it was difficulty 4.
It was. So it's difficulty 3 now.
No, difficulty 3. Well, I just rolled that. But
Oh yeah, you succeeded. Okay, so you've managed to grab hold of him, wrap one of your tentacles around him.
Yep.
That's distracted him, I'm assuming.
I don't know what the grapple function does in this game, but my intention, when I can, is to just fry him off the ship.
I'm looking because... Okay, so actually, I'm going to do this for the first time. As you go to grapple him, GM intrusion, you get an experience, Michael. You get to give it one more to someone else.
Oh. Well, Lewis has already taken a guy out, so I'm going to give it to Lewis.
Okay, so as you go to grapple, the captain grabs your tentacle and knees you straight in the bollocks for 2 might damage.
Oh. 1 point for each ball.
If you've got 1 armor, so 1 damage, so it's fine. Yeah.
Your armor padded me.
Note down the experience, Lewis.
You've got your... Yeah. Write down the experience, good old Lewis.
Yep.
But you've got this tentacle wrapped around his arm still, but he's managed to... Basically, so it's only his hand, and then you just kneed you straight in the balls.
Yeah.
So after you...
The whistling will now be quite high pitch.
Yeah. Oh, rip headphone users.
What is that noise?
Okie dokie, so it's Sildro's go.
I see what he's trying to do, like bring him closer to the edge and pulling him in that direction. I just want to, as I'm like right next to him, I'll step in his direction and just Sparta kick him off the boat,
Okay.
off the glider.
Yep, that's a might roll.
All right. I'm guessing this counts like an unarmed attack as well.
No. You're
Okay.
you're literally kind of like...
I'm just shoving him
Yeah, you're just shoving him.
Sure.
With a 10, I'm afraid that you managed to grab hold of him. You go to yank him towards the edge, but he's wrapping one of his legs around the balustrade and he's gritting against it. And he goes, "Just give up the fugitive!"
The fugitive? Well, we need that nano, you see, for our mission ahead of us. It's got good intel. But we'll happily take your glider. It's faster than that hunk of junk, so we'll get there quicker.
Captain Larkson in the
Man's
back
getting
is like,
impatient.
"Hey! Mine's not a joke!"
No offense, T. Sorry.
Okay, so, Sildro, the guy with the crossbow next to you, draws a slender rapier from his sheath and then runs in to go for an attack.
Try it.
Yeah, he does.
I'll bring up my shield to block it.
Go ahead and make a speed defense roll.
Okay, so I'm specialized, brings it down by 2, and I have an asset, which is my shield, so it brings it down by another 1.
I'm not quite sure if... I'm not sure if it with attacks, if reducing it to 0... Oh, I guess it does. You just go ting ting as both rapiers hit your shield.
You'll have to try better than that.
Okay, the other 2 that have just... Well, one's been tumbled off the edge from Nebo's attack. The other stands up, looks at him. His mate's just gone to the sands. He points towards you, and his voice, as he screams, is lost to the wind. He loads his crossbow and just fires at Nebo. Can you make a defense roll?
It was at 2 again.
Yeah, difficult 2.
Yeah.
Yep, and you manage to just duck behind the balustrade as it goes and shatters against the actual ship's board. We're back up to Nebo.
I'm gonna fire my onslaught directly at that guy. Just shot at me.
Yep.
This is all out kind of ranged warfare.
Yeah, fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay.
You've been good on
the rolls tonight.
Right, you've either got a major effect, and also you might as well spend some. Just so you know, in future, right, you can't do it afterwards. If you roll a natural 20 and you've spent some effort, you get it all back.
Okay. Good to know.
Good to note, but you do either get +4 damage, or you get a major effect like knock down, disarm, stun, or impair.
I'm gonna go for max damage.
And you blast a small penny-sized hole straight through his forehead, and he falls down to the ground. Nicely
I
done.
look down at my hand. I'm just like, oh, I'm stronger than I thought I was.
Yes. Okay, so Furs, you've got two that are trying to fight Sildro next to you, and you've grappled the captain in front of you.
Yeah, so if I've still got the captain grappled, I'm just going to attempt to throw him off of the ship boat flying thing.
Yep. Go ahead.
Do I still apply my grapple asset to this?
Yes.
So it's
Difficulty
3,
3.
right? Cool. No.
No, you grab hold of him, trying to yank him, and he's gritting. It's like a proper war going on here, tug of war, as you try to throw him off. Okay, so Sildro.
I'm getting tired of this. I'll just walk up to him and just shield bash his head, and hopefully that makes him unconscious, and just he flops off the side. Hopefully.
Is this the captain? Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm trying to knock him off.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there a way to? Can I spend some might for this? Then is that?
Yep. Okay, so what's your edge rating?
1.
So you can spend 3 points -1, so 2 to get lower the difficulty down to 6. Difficulty 2, sorry.
Right. So I spend 3.
Yeah, but because your edge is 1, you -1 at the end, so it's actually only spend 2.
Got it. All right then. I'm rolling.
Nice.
It's always in increments to 3.
After the first one, it's increments of 2.
Okay.
And
I
then
needed to. After
you
all.
actually did. You did. You should have done that, and that's fine. So you've decreased it from 4. No, you've decreased it from 12 down to 9.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, you're 1 away, sir.
Is there anything else I can spend to do afterwards, after the roll is done?
No, there is not.
There isn't.
No, so you've spent some might. You go whack. You hit him around the back of the head.
He's grappled. I was assuming that maybe the difficulty would go down for that as well, because he's already got a tentacle wrapped around him or something. I don't know if I can use his asset for myself as well.
Just so you know, you can spend an experience point to re-roll afterwards. That's the only thing you can do.
All right.
Okay, but no, as you go to swing and smack him in the back of the head, he goes, "Oh!" as blood begins to pour, and his pilot cap flies off his head, lost to the winds, and he seems more hurt that you've knocked his pilot's cap off. There's that look in his eye, as if, shall I go get it?
Can I reach out to grab it as it flies past me?
Make a speed roll. Difficulty 3, if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go and catch it before it flies off.
Catch it, and I stick it on my own head.
GM intrusion. Chris, you get an experience. Give someone else one.
I'll give Michael one. That way we've all got one.
Okay.
He's helping me out at the moment, trying to knock off this guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you capture the actual pilot's cap, I'm going to put it in your head. He grabs your wrist and then woof, headbutts you for two might. Take 2 damage. And then he grabs it out of your hand and puts it back on. Now it's his go.
Steal a man's hat, Sylvia.
Yeah.
I'm trying to steal his glider, not his hat. I thought they'd just come with it.
I'm going to act shocked.
Okay, Buzz, can you make a speed defense roll difficulty 4? Nice. Okay, so he, as he puts the cap on, he draws a dagger from his side, tries to stab you in the gut as you're trying to knock him off the edge, but you manage to just dodge away from it as he swings wide. The other two with a rapier, one of them turns to the other, and he goes, "Go do it now!" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Get on the van! Get it!" And one of them brings his shield up and his rapier and blocks a passageway behind him. You see, the other one runs up, lifts like a bonnet off the top of one of the sandflyer dace above where the actual levers are, and you see a harpoon-looking thing. He sits in the leather seat, turns it round, and aims it straight down at Nebo. That was his action. We're back up to Nebo. Your go.
What did he just do to me?
Nothing. Yeah, he took the action to go get in the seat of this turret.
Ah, okay. So he's gone to the turret.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
don't really have anything I can use on there at the moment. I'm just going to continue with my assault from our ship, being the one on the back lines.
You're going to attack the one with the crossbow?
Yeah.
Oh no, you've killed him. There's a guy with a rapier, the captain, and then the guy in the harpoon, so there's only 3 left.
Okay, I'm going to aim for the one that was running to the harpoons.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's only difficulty 2.
There you are.
I shout to our captain, our rider. It's like, have we got one of those on our ship?
He goes, I took it off! It weighs too much! Okay, so with a 15, you manage to strike him in the gut, and you see him lurch in the seat, and go, oh! Blood comes flowing out of his mouth. But he's not deterred from his quest to
Don't you try and shoot me!
Shoot you with a harpoon. Furs, it is your go.
Looking at the harpoon, what kind of mechanism does it use to fire? Is it like
pedal
work type thing?
Yeah, it's got a pedal.
Yeah, like a push down and fire.
Yeah.
Would I be able? And this is going to sound like really weird, but can I jump up there and land by the pedal? And as I do, I want to eat the pedal because I have the eat anything mutation.
Wow.
Like just lunge up and just like a shark coming out of the water.
Okay, yeah, make a might roll, difficulty 3.
No. Unless anything, by the fact that I can eat anything goes towards it, I don't think I do.
No, so what actually happens is you leap up, you disengage against, obviously, the captain, who finds himself suddenly free. You leap up, grab onto the balustrade, and then reach for the pedal. And as you take a slight nibble at it, the guy goes, what the fuck, just boots you in the face. And you kind of fall back off the balustrade. Nice.
That was worth a shot.
It was indeed. Sildro.
So close.
I'm just getting so fed up with this guy. He won't get off his damn glider. Instead of grappling him and trying to push him off, I'm going to grab a hold of him, lift him up, so there's nothing left that he can grip onto, and just hang him over the edge and just drop him. And hopefully, I'll spend another 2. Another 2 might.
Yeah, another 2. By the way, you are putting your max down, not your...
No.
Yeah. So do it the other way around.
There we go. And that's what I'll do.
So difficulty 3.
God.
No, my God, Sildro, what are your rolls today? I think you've just bestowed all your luck over to Nebo over there, who's in desperate need of it.
Aha!
As you go to pick him up, you lift him up momentarily, and then he slams his own feet down, and you find yourself being lifted up, and he looks like he's going to try and do the same. Can you make this time, a might defense roll? Difficulty... Wait, he's level 4, so... No, it's difficulty 3. I'll say it's a speed defense.
It's a speed defense. Okay, perfect. I'll just roll for it.
Perfect. As he goes to grab you and lift you up, you just roll out the way and stand up. Okay, that was his action. The guy with the rapier tries to attack Furs. He tries to stab it forward. Can you make a defense check, please?
I do have a shield, so that gives me an asset.
I'll say it's a difficulty 1.
A 4 was that?
No,
Difficulty 1, which means you got to get 4.
they got 3.
Wait, sorry. What?
Basically,
Difficulty 1,
yeah.
which means you have to
1.
roll a 3 or higher.
Yeah. Okay, you managed to basically, you know in Dark Souls 3 the way you parry.
Yeah.
You go, "Thoosh!" And the guy's rapier just flies out of his hand, and he goes, "Oh shit! It's now Nebo's turn." No, it's not. It's the guy who got in the harpoon, who then fires at Nebo. Can Nebo make a speed defense of 5, please?
Ow! I'm gonna reduce it by 1. Use 3 from my pool.
Okie dokie. So speed defense of 4.
Okay.
I'm afraid not. This 6-foot javelin of pure electrified steel hits you in your waist, cuts a clean gouge through for 6 might damage.
Oh.
Wait, do you have any armor?
I have 1 armor, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 might damage.
Okay.
And then, as it hits the deck, you see that the guy on top presses another pedal, electric travels down it, and it electrifies and drains the data and power from your Sandflyer as that begins to slow down. And at your current speed, if it slows down like that, Nebo, you think your one's going to be torn apart and you'll just be thrown off.
Oh, crap.
It's your go.
Is the current travelling through? Is it just gone in one spurt, or is it still travelling through?
No, it's gone in one spurt, and it seems to have just drained, like, kind of fried the heart core underneath the boat.
Okay. Is there any way I can perform anything to kind of either traverse across that, like, wire that you sent across with the harpoon, or like, kind of monkey bar it, like, hand to hand, like, climb it?
Let me have a look at your
across to the other ship.
Okay, you don't have any specialised training in that, but
Nope.
you can try it, yes.
Okay, what would the difficulty be?
Difficulty would be 3.
Okay. Let's give it a go. Oh!
Okay, so, Nebo, you go to, like, monkey bar across, you let go, you hit the sands. Can you just make a general speed defense roll of 3?
Okay.
Nope. And
It's
you
getting worse and worse.
you take 10 might damage as you go poof, hit the sands and begin rolling away.
Okay, I'm on 0 of might.
Yep, and you hit the sands, and as you look up, blood coming from several wounds on your face. They've already travelled about 100 metres in the space it took you to fall.
Wait for me!
And as you stand up and look around you, you hear the howls of Sesky hounds in the distance. Right.
We've lost Nebo. Man overboard.
That's when on the ship the attitude changes, and the captain turns and runs towards the levers and begins turning the ship around to go back for it, because that's why he's here. So that would be your go first.
So the one that we're on, the bad guys skiff, is still a harpoon attached to the other one, right?
Yep, and it looks like if because the other one's slowing down and this one's speeding up at the rate that's going to go, so just drag it behind it and rip it to shreds.
Can I determine if the ballista thingy has a lever to detach the connection?
Yeah, it does. You can already see it. It's pretty simple, but you see the guards not done it yet.
If I detached it would be free to move, right?
No,
Basically.
it's been drained already.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna reach my tendril up to the guy that's on the ballista and just slam his head into the ballista.
Okay, go ahead. It's only difficulty 2 because, of course. Okay, and you can do an extra 3 damage if you wish.
Yeah, why not?
And crack! Done. It'd already been damaged from Nebo's onslaught, so smash! Just blood begins to run down the actual harpoon. The other one, however, you've scared him so much, he runs to the side and leaps off into the sands. And you hear "Ah!" as he thumps into the dunes, leaving just the captain who shouts, "Coward!" It's your go, Sildro.
Right. I saw the guy run past me, like, trying to fight him. I'll pull out my buzzer and shoot the guy on the harpoon.
Okay, he's already dead.
Is he?
Yes, you've just seen Furs smash his head against the front of the harpoon. And then
It's literally only the captain. Though.
Yeah, the other one decided to jump overboard instead of fighting you.
I'll shoot the captain in the back.
Excellent.
Okay.
That is a hit.
Alright.
So
Takes 2 damage. The small bladed disc sticks into his spine.
Yep, he goes, oh! Makes a grunt sound, turns, and you see that it's kind of like half embedded in his leather jacket, and a trickle of blood coming around the spear embedded in him. He then cracks his knuckles together, claps his hand, and you see electric run across his knuckles, and he goes in for a punch attack against you. Can you make a speed?
Me.
Yeah, can you make a speed defense roll?
I thought you used to tend to run away from me, and now he's running. Explain to me how you can move and attack in the same go.
No, that was just dramatic action. He turned it. He just grabbed the lever, hit it so that he could turn and go back towards Lewis's character.
Okay. Well, I have trained in speed defense, specialized in speed defense, and my shield.
So
Down 3 difficulties.
okay, so difficulty 1.
Yeah, so I think that's a pass.
Oh, you've already rolled. Yes, that's a pass. You managed to bring his shield up, and as he hits it, you hear a fizzing sound.
Is it like electric?
Yeah.
By the looks?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Nebo, you stand up in the sands. They're cold. There's a cold wind. Above you, you can see the tumbling crystals in the sky floating up ahead, and the energies attached to each of them. A lightning bolt strikes the ground about 30 meters from you.
Oh God! Have the ships like gone? Like have they out?
They're a good 200 meters away now. Yeah.
Can I see that it's starting to turn?
Yeah, you can see that they're doing a big U-turn.
Alright, so I know that I don't have to like run after it. What do I have to do now? My pool of might is down to 0.
Okay, you
Do I have
are.
to roll recovery or?
You can do. It takes an action to roll a recovery, and you get a D6 plus 1.
Okay, I'll do that as I can see it turning around.
Yep.
I kind of like brush myself off and just start bandaging up and whatnot.
Yeah, you are basically impaired. So
Oh, now is he healing that to his might pool?
yeah.
If so, he's not impaired anymore. Is
No, he's not impaired after he spends that action to
he? Yeah.
heal up. So yeah, you click.
2.
Now you see on your character sheet, you've got that recovery roll section.
Yeah.
Click the one action one.
Oh, okay. Well, just tick the box.
Yeah, it takes a full 28 hours to recover one of them.
Okay.
Okie dokie, so that was your go. So we go to Furs. The captain seems to still be quite healthy.
I'm actually going to go in for an attack with my forearm blade this time.
Excellent.
My 4 tendril blade, whatever it would be. Difficulty 4, was it? Yep. Cool.
Yes, unless you've got like trained in it or anything like that.
No, I'm not. I'm just swinging it wildly.
Nice. So how much damage did it do?
It is 2 damage.
Okay, you go stab him clean in his chest. He holds your hand and he's like, "Ugh," pulls it out. Sildro?
Alright. Am I right next to him?
Yep, both of you are just laying into him.
Yeah. As he strikes him from one side with the blade, I'll punch him in the gut from the other side. My massive fist. Alright. I am.
Do you have anything to lower it, or is that just it?
Yeah, it's a light weapon, so it's decreased by 1.
Oh, so no, you need it over 9. So as you swing towards him, he ducks. He takes his go and goes to strike out at Furs. Can you make a speed defense roll, please?
Yeah. 1 second. Where's my finger? Yep.
Nice. And the left knuckle, the right one's now void of electric, strikes you clean in the chin, dealing 6 damage minus your armor to your might
Down
pool.
to 1 might.
Yeah. And he stands back and he just says, "Right, lads, let's do this."
I would say the captain goes down with his ship, but we're keeping the ship. So
He assesses his situation momentarily, and his hands go down to his side. He goes, "So be it." And he dives off the edge of the ship.
what? That worked.
Yeah, he's only got 6 health left.
Alright.
So he lands into the sand quite deftly, and you see him charging towards his other member, his other guard that had jumped off as well.
Alright. The ship's turned around now.
Yeah. The other captain has leapt off of his, landed on yours, and then he's detached the harpoon, and his ship just kind of sinks into the sands. And he goes, "Oh, what the? Well, this one's better than mine." Sits on the seat, and he's turning it round.
I go over to the flag, snap it over my knee, and toss the remains over the edge and go, "Yep, all yours."
Okay, so
Can I get on the ballista?
yeah, you can get on the blister. It's only got 2 harpoons left, but
Throw the dead guy out.
yeah, he's slumped onto the front. You just
Sorry.
as you guys actually whiz past the captain and his guard. He's helping the guard up at the time, who looks like he's got a broken leg.
Can
Are you
can
whiz
I fire
past?
the ballista at the captain?
You actually want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Make a
Difficulty 4, 5, 7.
difficulty 4, yeah.
Imagine the snapped flag kind of just lands down next to his feet. as well.
You make a doof, and it lands about 6 feet away from him, kicking up sand. But Nebo, as you just take a breather on one knee and you stand up, you realise that it's coming straight for you. The sandfly that is coming to pick you up.
Previously, could I tell from where I was that it was the captain that jumped out, or do I not know who jumped out?
You didn't know who.
I don't know whether to like wave them down or not.
Yeah.
So I'll wait till they're coming within range and see if I can make them, and then
Okay, yeah. Within
let my position be known.
it only takes them 20 seconds at most to get like real close to you to realise that you can see
okay, then.
Sildro
Yeah, see,
standing on the edge. Yeah.
It's all like,
Hey! Just
See
waving my
tendrils
hands
waving.
up in the air like mad.
Yep. Excellent. So
Nebo the Nano, isn't it? Funny to see you out here in the desert. What a
I
coincidence.
fell off. I'm not very good at climbing or jumping or running.
Anything.
the
Although
captain.
I can put a hole through someone's head from
I saw
30
that.
feet away.
That was brutal. Alright, I threw out a lifeguard ring.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you pick him up.
Just grab it, hold on for dear life.
And the captain goes, all right, no more interruptions. We're getting to Valheim. And that's when he just speeds off, and he goes, whoa! You see, like, his jowls flapping. And he goes, well, this one is super fast. And even you guys have to hold on to, like, your equipment and your gear.
I
Because you're
put
just...
on my goggles. My goggles for looking through things.
And, Nebo, can you do me a favour and make an intellect roll, difficulty 3?
Yep.
Oh, just to look at the goggles.
No, you go to reach for your back pocket, and the button's gone.
No!
Oh, shit.
Meanwhile, in the distance, the captain looks at this contraption that he finds in the dunes and goes,
I want to secure them.
I wonder what this is, and puts it in his pocket, turns towards Valheim and goes, I swear I will capture you, and begins trudging.
Ooh.
We need to turn back. We need to search the desert.
Are we passing back past them on our way to where?
No, mysteriously enough, they actually hid as you were going past.
Oh, damn.
You heard the man. No more interruptions. We're going to complete this mission. Come on.
Okay, so
Give this thing more juice. And I
What-
press
yeah.
another lever.
Yeah,
I press
he-
the lever down that he used to
he goes, whoa, that's not the same lever. This one's got 3 more levers than mine.
What did you do?
Where's the instruction manual?
I'm impulsive, so I just push it anyway.
Okay, as you push it, you basically give it a good old nitrous boost. And all of you guys have to hold on as it basically does a wheelie across the desert. It takes off about 30 foot in the air, just soars across.
Can we do some recovery rolls?
Yes, but do remember it takes a whole day to just recover one of them.
I'll pop an action to recover. Is it a D6? You say?
Yep.
Yeah,
D6 plus 1.
I'm going to do
Oh,
an action.
okay. I've only spent 4. Wait, I got punched in the gut for like 2, didn't I? I headbutted, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
For 2, and I spent 2, and then another 2. So yeah, I'll spend. All right.
Okay, within the hour, you guys approach a more luscious-looking land. In the distance, a blue line on the horizon, and that's when the captain goes, "That's the blue line, mate." He goes, "The ever-retreating glaciers in it."
What's in it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what's in it, but people keep finding stuff as the glaciers retreat. Things are becoming unearthed. He goes, and because of that, the land around's beginning to regrow. He goes, it's all green and luscious, and you can see patches of well, it's at the moment winter, so it's like denuded trees and patches of snow encrusted meadows. But do approach what looks like some sort of road, and the sandflyer just goes doo, 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 and he begins to press a few levers and lowers it down into the grass. And he goes, well, I'm past the shifting sands. The sandflyer goes no more, my friends. But our mutual benefactor said that you should meet up with the Elder at Valheim.
Okay.
All right.
Whereabouts is he located?
He points towards the horizon. You see there's like white plumes of smoke. And He goes, just travel towards the smoke. You'll reach Valheim.
Give him a pat on the back. Enjoy the new glider. And I jump off.
He goes, oh, I will. And friends, be well.
You too, John Spartan, whatever your name was.
What? He looks at you and goes, Captain Larkson.
That would do.
He shakes his head.
I just bow slightly.
Youngsters. Okay. As you guys get off, the Sandflyer kind of floats back, turns very slowly, and whizzes back into the shifting sands. What you stand upon is like an old dirt road, and it's got lots of wheel tracks, muddy wheel tracks in it. In the far off to the southwest, you can see a landscape, a rolling, hilly landscape, dotted with pine woodland and grey swirling clouds in the sky. Although to your southeast, the road curves round towards an idyllic-looking village. You see a river tumbling down through the meadows, snaking its way around this little village. You only travel for about a mile. And on the road, you begin to see lamps lit just to light the way towards Valheim. And Valheim itself has it's built upon what looks like an ancient kind of cathedral, fortress behind it, which is kind of all the windows have no glass in, and it seems to be that you can see smoke and machinery working on the sides of the walls, on the sides of the buildings. Although every structure looks defensive. They've got arrow slits, a kind of fixed stone, kind of circular structure that you would see in some of the steadfast cities. And as you walk towards the village, you see the villagers are going about the usual business. It's got kind of a population of a couple of hundred, and the people here, I've seen, do have a specific mutation that you do quickly notice. They have a grey-blue skin, tone to their skin.
Oh, I will sort of fit in, I guess.
This place looks old.
Oh god, water noises.
Looks like something out of the history books.
Yes, and as you do actually walk over a bridge, you see to the left there's a water wheel powering some sort of grain storage as it's going around.
Probably plenty of secrets held in this place. We should find them.
Well, no time for secrets. Let's meet up with our Aeon priest.
As we walk into the town, can I complete a scan?
A scan? Okay, what does scan do?
Yeah. Scan, I scan an equal area in size to 10-foot meter cube, including all objects or creatures within that area. The area must be within short range. Scanning a creature or object always reveals its level, a measure of how powerful, dangerous, difficult it is. You also learn whatever facts the GM feels are pertinent about the matter and energy in that area. I kind of want to just discover if there's something in this area that's kind of giving them that hue to their skin.
Okay, you walk straight up to basically here, I'd say, towards this door, and you see there's a man chewing on what looks like some sort of sugar cane as you approach. And he looks up at you, and his green-blue eyes, because they're kind of like shifty, they shift between the two colours, and he looks up at you. And you see this one's got patches of pink skin.
Okay.
And he just looks at you and goes, "You knew? Wait a minute, you're completely different." He stands up and he goes, "What's that shit on your face?"
That's just my parts of my body.
He shrugs and goes, "Fair play then." And are you doing the scan while you're talking to him?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, obviously he won't notice it, so it's just, yeah, done like through.
Okay, so immediately you recognise the ley lines below your feet, enriching the soil but emitting radiation, poison.
Okay. Is it enough radiation to kind of affect us if we stay here too long?
You'd have to be here for a long time to be affected.
Okay, so like actually living here will.
Yeah. Well, but they don't seem to be having a weird lifestyle. Yeah, negative effects on lifestyle.
Yeah.
Although you do notice there are no old people.
Okay.
Are the old people like just as blue and stuff?
You can't find anyone probably above 40.
So that's not quite old.
Also, remember
not as old as me.
the captain did say go meet with the elder, and you can only assume that someone would be old.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm quite
As this
old.
guy's talking to me. Sorry, as this guy's talking to me, I'm like, could you direct us to the elder of this village?
Caleb, of course I can. He'll be over in that building, and he points towards the giant kind of Dark Soul-esque cathedral attached to the mountainside behind him.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I beeline in that direction.
Okay. As you beeline in that direction, straight moving through the kind of crowded and tight, narrow pathways of this Valeheim town, you realise that I don't remember what I was going to say. Never mind. You do realise that's it. There's a lot of trade going on. There's like a really cramped marketplace with people selling breads and all kinds of foods, weird fruits that you've never seen. People are also selling bits of bobs as well. Like you got one guy who looks a bit shady. He's got a big trench coat on, hood up, and he's going, "Come get your oddities. Look at this one." And he brings one up, and it floats in midair for about 3 seconds and falls to the ground. And he goes, "A floating disc. Come on, people. Impress your missus. Impress the love of your life. Buy a..." And he holds up a ball, and he goes, "A folding rose." And as he clicks it, it unfolds into like a metallic red rose, and then goes back to like a marble.
You have to first impress me to get a sale.
Oh! He goes, "This guy, by the way, doesn't have the same kind of grey-purple hue to his skin. Seems to be an outsider."
A travelling merchant.
He tips his monocle up and down, and he looks at you up and down. You can't help but feel like he's eyeing you up, and he goes, okay. Yes. What can I do for you?"
Nothing. Let's go. Come on.
No. Wait, no, don't escape me, my friend. I can see that you're a man of high taste, so come back. Perhaps I can interest you in something. Please, come on. And you and your friends. And the one with the weird arms and the broad shoulders.
Little patience for magical doodads and that.
Oh, they're not magical. They're useful. These are useful doodads. Yes, what about this one? Come here, my friend. Come here. Come on.
Okay. What possible use could one of these oddities have for taking down a manticore?
Oh, what now? Manti what? Look, I'm not here to take a Manti clone. I'm here to sell my wares and impress the people. He brings you forward and he goes, "How about this one?" And he hands you over a pair of spectacles. Wear them, friend. Wear them.
I've already got a pair. I pull out my goggles.
But you haven't got a pair like these. Do you?
I'll take them and put them on. See what happens.
Oh, whoa! You look spectacular, sir. And he goes, Now say the password."
What is the password?
Yeah, you said it! Password! And as you say it, the spectacles light up and a beam of light emits from both sides of the glasses. And you go, it's like basically torchlight on glasses.
Oh.
He goes, "Excellent! See in the dark! You need to go to your chamber pot. Never gonna hit the floor again!" Takes them straight off her fingers.
How long do they last?
I don't know!
Still shining like through his pocket or something.
Could be some... No, he goes, "You say password again," and you see it turn off. And he goes,
Oh.
"Yes. It's a simple word. I don't know where I got them from. But I got them. Friends, I got loads here. What about this?" And he unsheaths a dagger. And he goes, "That'll interest you, won't it? Watch
Let's
this."
just give this guy some money and go.
Now, come on, friends. Buy some of my wares. What about this one?
Wish I could
I'll
put my
pay you
middle
to
finger up.
I will literally pay you to stop interfering with us. How about that?
He packs up some of his stuff and goes, "Fine, I'll take my business elsewhere." And he just
Trying
leaves.
to make a living.
And without a moment's hesitation, I looked at the other guys. Right, do we need any rations for the coming journey?
I already have a few for a few days, and well, I'm going to pick up a rock and just eat that anyway.
Oh yeah.
You can
What was
literally...
like business trying to eat the pedal?
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
it
this
seemed like a good idea
elder
at
will
the time.
equip us.
Let's hope so. As we're walking through, is there a blacksmith nearby?
Yes, you can hear the ting! Ting!
All right. I'll approach him. But like, 1 second. I just need to pick up something.
Okay, as you approach... Which you didn't expect. Normally when you see blacksmiths in the Steadfast, they're these balding, tough-looking, broad shoulders, big-bellied fellows. You're approaching a rake skinny, thin man with a big wild bush of hair, dishevelled beard, and he looks towards you with his wild look and he goes, "Yeah?"
A nod.
And the purple and grey hue to his skin makes him look even more weirder.
Alright.
You know,
I've in mindset is it's purely here for business, so I pay little attention to what colour their skin is, and I just say, "Do you know what a manticore is?"
a Manticlaw? No. Never heard of one.
Okay. What's the biggest monster you've ever heard of?
He looks around and he goes, I'm not really sure. We don't encounter monsters around here.
Then
What?
I doubt you'll be much help. I'm looking for a weapon to slay such a beast. One with a large edge. Heavy.
I can do that. And he reaches onto the back of his tent and he picks up a large spear, an actual glaive.
Oh. Could this pierce hide as thick as a dragon's, maybe?
And he looks at you and goes, "A dragon?
Only messing with you. How
Okay.
much?
5 shins?"
I take it this is a heavy weapon, right?
Yeah, it's a heavy weapon. He goes, 5 shins?
Done. I'll pass on the 5 shins.
Okay, you drop the odd bits and bobs into his hand. He checks them to make sure they're shiny enough, and he goes, "Fair enough."
Alright, and I'll pick up the huge weapon and sling it through my shield, so yeah.
You have to hold it with 2 hands, remember, so you can't wield a shield with it.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so you all see Sildro
Have you got any,
up below the tent
wait,
flap.
before we go, just one more thing. Have you got any, I don't know, gauntlets, some sort of fist weapon?
I got
like
some
that.
I got some gloves.
Gloves?
Yes.
What do they do? Are they just leather?
They keep your
Are they-
fingers warm.
Sure. How much?
Have you got cold fingers?
Not right now.
But
Where we're going, it looks pretty cold.
well then, I couldn't not give them to you. Mama always says that you must have cold fingers to do good work. And he hands you over the gloves.
Oh, alright. Alright, thanks.
No problem. Yes, I'm quite warm in here as it is. He sees bare-chested, even despite the 3 or 4 degrees outside.
Alright, I walk away then. That's it. I will rejoin the rest and head towards the cathedral.
Okay, yeah, the cathedral has several different turrets with these purple-pink cap tiled roofs, and you see guards walking up and down the platforms above you, and you see there's these pulleys that people are pulling up and down, leading buckets of steaming water up and down. Chickens and, well, not really chickens, they're like weird kind of like 3-legged bird animals covered in pustules and blood boils running around. And as you walk towards the actual cathedral proper, the entrance, you see it's wide open. People are going about their business. There's another kind of marketplace in here, but more kind of like people from all around the south are here. And there's one guy behind a rather thin but long table, and he's got shuffles of paper all around him. He's, I'd say, in his late 40s. He's got a widow's peak with long hair tied in a plait, and he's wearing the kind of regal royal robes you'd expect of an elder.
But
Good
he's the guy
day.
that we're meeting, right? Or we think he is.
You think, well, you originally got the letter from the Aeon priest.
Okay.
I'll approach him and just wait for his attention to
Okay.
be drawn upon me. I'm not going to or anything. Just wait patiently.
I will. I'll go, I get
Okay.
impatient.
he looks up and he just then narrows his eyes at you all, and then looks back down and carries on working.
Excuse me, sir. Are you what's the person that we're looking for's name?
The elder.
Elder Caleb.
Are
Caleb.
you Elder Caleb? Or would you know where he is if you're not?
That's Caleb, and yes, I am Elder Caleb. And what can I help you with?
Ah, yes. We've been sent to find you. We have a mission to do with a manticore, I believe.
He looks to the secretary to his right. She shrugs. He looks to the guard to his left, looks at you and goes, "What?"
Did I read my information wrong? The journey was a bit long.
I pull out the note with the scroll.
That is the correct information. Was it Garrick Gransden who originally sent us on our way?
When you say that, his eyes go wide and he goes, "We haven't seen Garrick Gransden in at least a month."
I pull out the scroll and slam it onto the table.
He reads it and goes, "This is impossible. Garrick Gransden went to the temple in the mountains a month ago and is yet to return. He's probably dead."
Probably because of Manticore, maybe.
I've never heard of anything such as a manticore.
What the hell are we doing here?
He
Starting new lives.
puts his hands up and goes, "Well, don't get offended. This has nothing to do with me. I never invited you here, and Garrick couldn't have sent these letters. He hasn't been here in a month, and these letters are dated for like a week ago. Someone has tried to get you here, but it's not us, and it can't be Garrick. I mean, if you want to find Garrick, the best place to look would be the temple. Perhaps you can find his body. See, me and the villagers, we don't go there. It's haunted. It's cursed."
By a Manticore?
He shakes his head and goes, "I don't know what this manticore is.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, you're more than welcome here in Veilheim. You're more than welcome here in Veilheim. Of course you are.
Well, thank you.
Just,
It's good to know.
if you're here seeking an adventure in Numenera, like a lot of people come here for, then the temple is your place to go. I'm sorry.
Which way is it?
Further south. It's not difficult to miss. You follow the valley pass, and you'll see an iceberg in a field. It's that.
An iceberg?
An iceberg juts up from the swamps.
Frozen water.
We've just come from a desert. How could there be an iceberg? So
I did explain that the desert was cold. It was a cold desert, like
desert,
like the
sure.
steeps. Yeah.
Nonetheless, Sildo's never heard of an iceberg in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean,
This is Numenera.
This is why I lose patience for most things. You waste more time asking questions than you do just doing. Come on then, let's go to this temple, unless you guys need anything else in the town.
Elder Caleb, what is it you're doing there anyway? With all this paper and stuff.
we're trading.
You're trading.
We're forming, well, the south here, away from the Steadfast, needs alliances. I'm forming alliances with the nearby townships.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious.
Well, I could always use some of your help, so come back. If you do come back, I could use your help with a few other errands. I mean, we pay well here.
Errands.
Well,
That's
I mean,
the
so
simple
far
folk to
we've
do.
currently been sent to find something that doesn't exist. So, this job is here that actually pays. But
Sure, but that's for simple folk doing errands.
Why was Garrick Gransden originally sent to the temple?
He went by his own volition. Garrick Gransden was this town's Aeon's priest. Well, I use the word Aeon priest loosely. The man had some strange goals and some strange ideologies. He believed that we should militarize and become a powerful southern force. Of course, the village here, we're peaceful people. We have a guard force, and we defend ourselves against the Livoids, of course. But Garrick Gransden doesn't exactly fit in. The way his thinking is that everything's something to be conquered, you know?
Okay.
Then, now that we're going to an iceberg, I'm thinking maybe pick up a few torches, some warm clothing, maybe.
if you have an explorer's pack, you've already got all that.
Okay. Yeah, I do. Alright then. In that case, we're pretty well equipped.
Yeah.
Have we got climbing rope and, like, pittons and such?
Yeah,
in there?
the explorer's pack comes with 50 feet of rope, rations 3 days, 3 spikes, a hammer, warm clothes, sturdy boots, 3 torches, and 2 minor glow globes.
Hey!
Well, that's pretty much everything we need in that.
Yeah.
Alright. Unless there's anywhere we can buy some ciphers.
Do you actually ask that?
Yeah.
The actual elder shrinks back away from him and goes, "Wait, if we need that type of equipment. We tend to harvest the livoids when we can, but we try not to annoy them.
I thought you didn't have any use for the techno magic stuff, Sildro.
I know how to use a few, and I attached like this launcher onto my shoulder and my backpack, and it's just like a cannon. It starts like looking around. Some of them seem to have their uses. Let's see if I can work out how to use them.
You just say password, apparently.
Not with this thing.
Okay.
I'll shout duck. That'll be the password.
Password assigned.
Okay. So what? Are you leaving the cathedral?
What time of the day is it? Is it worth trekking out now?
Probably mid-afternoon.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
As we're leaving, I presume there's potentially like some food places that we walk past, like food stalls.
Definitely,
and stuff. I'm going to approach one of them and just be like, "Excuse me, sir or ma'am, depending on what they are, obviously gender-wise."
It's a male.
I'm venturing out of town. Do you have any waste that you need disposing of, free of charge?
He brings up a bucket of fish heads. Okay.
I'm going to dispose of it. I can eat anything, remember?
Yeah, he goes,
so,
just don't chuck them in the river.
No,
Please.
I won't. Don't worry. I'll find a small group of animals nearby that will likely scavenge off the bones if there are any.
Yes, just don't put it near the southern forest, please. We don't need any more livoids to come in towards the town.
That's understandable. I'll bring the bucket back as well.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
He just watches you walk away with perplexity.
Yeah. For the journey, I'll probably be chewing on the ink. Heads.
Wow, what is that god awful smell? As I take
Jesus, it stinks around here.
Oh, it saves on the rations. And it's quite nourishing, really. I wouldn't recommend it. Your digestion is probably not up to scratch.
it stinks.
And
How
it
can
just-
you eat that rot?
And then just eventually like retch to get rid of a bone. It's a pretty good one. It's just an acquired taste. But
Keep it to yourself.
Gross.
I plugged my nose.
Yeah. Okay, so are you guys actually leaving the town then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
riding off already.
we should have rented some sort of horse. Too late.
How far is the temple? Do we know?
Pardon me. He said between the valley pass. Just follow the valley pass, and then you'll find it in the swamps.
So what? Within minutes or
Yeah,
hour.
hours maybe.
hours?
Step out of the town. We need a horse. Step back in.
Well, I assume that the stables would be at the edge of town. So
You do see that there is a place to buy anines.
what?
An anine. It's like
Say this like I know exactly what an anine is.
it's a bipedal kind of beast of burden. It's quite tall. It's about twice the size of a normal human being. Thick, muscular legs.
Can it fit all of us on it?
Turns out if you Google image it, you get quite a lot of pornographic images. Whoops.
How do you spell this?
Anen. I'm totally taken off of my
Yes,
feet.
you do.
You do
Save
indeed.
that for later.
Take that for later.
Oh wow!
See
I'm
what I'm.
not writing that, but I'll let.
Why are we all just like Googling it now?
Yeah, let's all hire one of those, and we can
That's,
one each.
I don't think you want to type in Anine
not a-
Mount either.
That's not a beast of burden, but I'll let it ride me. If anyone.
Whee.
Anyway, all right, let's grab one of those. Can we all ride it?
You could do, and that'll cost you 8 shins for a day. The guy seems to wanting to like really earn some money out of you. Sees that you're outside, and he's like, "You want to take Bessie here? I'm gonna require 8 shiny bits and bobs."
What about a cipher?
He looks right down and goes, "Go on."
And I bring out this cylindrical device with like a needle on the end. How about this?
What does it do?
It increases your might.
Are you sure?
Strength and power.
Because my friend Maggie, right, her cousin's second cousin, right, once killed a livoid when he went on a hunting party, and he found something with a needle in it, and he stabbed it into himself to see what he did, and his fucking heart blew up in his chest.
I confirm that will not happen to you if you use this.
This has the Nebo seal of approval, and you always want to shop Nebo.
He
I am mechanically minded.
okay.
I know this.
Furs, you can make an intellect roll, but with an asset, because you've got good old Nebo helping you. Difficulty is reduced down to difficulty 2.
Wait, so he's not actually lying? You know, that'll be pretty useful for me.
He goes, yeah, he's not actually lying. This is one of his ciphers. He goes, I'll take that then, and you can take Bessie here for a day.
I would recommend you don't inject it into children.
Does Sildro actually say, "Oh, I could use
Yeah,
it"?
I could use that.
Well, it's either the horse thing or give it to you for money.
Well, it depends how much ciphers usually go for.
This one.
Do I know how? Just a rough guess. Do I know how much ciphers usually cost?
They're normally they're worth a bit. Yeah, they're probably maybe 10 to 15 shins a piece.
Yeah, I'd rather pay this guy 8, and I'll have that cipher if you're not going to use it. How about 6? I offer the guy. It's all I've got left.
He looks you up and down and goes, oh, all right, yeah. If I'm gonna make something, I'll make something. You come on.
You're drying me out here, so
You better bring her back. She's worth at least 3 times that.
if she doesn't get eaten by the manticore, she's all yours.
The manticore?
Right.
What?
And we're already away.
Okay.
You
You guys.
remember the day you almost shot Nebo?
Okay, you guys take the Anine called Bessie, and she slumps like.
My cipher limit is 2, by the way, so I don't know what happens when I'm holding another cipher.
Can you roll a D100?
No,
No, actually, can you roll a D200?
wait. Like, isn't it an effect that happens like over time if you're holding them for too
No,
long?
can you roll a D200, please?
Okay.
You
D200.
made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. 78.
Okie dokie. Excellent. So you immediately pocket the what's it called?
It's called a strength boost injection.
Yep. Strength. You pocket the strength boost injection, and you start to feel that as you guys exit the actual town, begin following the valley path, you begin to feel this tingling sensation traveling up your spine. And as the tingling sensation travels up your spine, Sildro, you know that mounted cannon on your shoulder? It starts to fizz and spark.
You don't actually roll a D200, by the way. You meant to roll D100 plus 10 for every extra thing you've got.
I've got an extended one, and I did add the 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got an extended one on my little cheat sheet.
Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to have 2 ciphers already. This is why I was going to say, my cipher limit is 2. Can I just give this guy back the cipher? You should look after this. I pull out the cipher and I'm like, hand it back to Nemo.
We didn't say that. You technically already rolled.
It's already rolled.
The cipher is already in your hand.
Case.
Give back the fucking cipher back to Nebo. You better look after this. I know I can only hold 2.
Okay.
I don't want this other thing to malfunction. You'll probably lose your head.
Just so you know, your Hunter Seekers might malfunction for 28 hours because of it.
Jesus.
That's what was happening.
I wish I had pickpocket and I could reverse pickpocket some ciphers into people's inventories.
Yeah, that'd really fuck them up, wouldn't it?
Alright. I disarm the Hunter Seeker and put it back in my backpack.
Yeah, it's just disabled for 28 hours for a full day.
Let's continue out on the Anine.
Okay, yes. So you guys managed to travel straight out of the town with no problem whatsoever through the valley pass. And as you're travelling through the valley pass, you actually do see more people. You see a shrine dedicated to some spirits and stuff like that, where you see an old woman throw some petals over you and goes, bless you, as you drug. It goes, safe travels through the mountains.
Sort of waft them out of my face like.
It's a sneeze.
How much faster do we get there on this beast?
You get there pretty damn quick, actually. I'd say 2 hours travel.
Cool.
Yep. And you see the iceberg as you begin to descend from the valley into the main flats towards the actual glacial wall in the distance. But you see the glacial wall is about 6 miles ahead, and you can see above that the dark grey clouds beyond. But roughly only a mile in front of you is this huge crystalline structure. And you can see why the villagers would have said it was cursed or mistaken it for an iceberg. It's not an iceberg, however. It's a floating structures that you've seen all over the Steadfast and in your lands. These crystal monoliths, but it's crashed into the swamp and sunk partially.
That's not nice.
No, and it's got kind of a pinkish hue to it.
These damn peasants, they'll exaggerate anything.
I think they were underestimating, even. Oh, look, a giant crystal monolith. Obviously, it's a iceberg.
Yeah. So you
There's
approach.
a penguin on the way.
Sorry, what was that?
There's a penguin.
Oh yeah, the penguin. As you guys approach the lowlands, and it begins to get wet and muddy and swampy-like, every what once was plant life and now is dead and denuded has all these crystal kind of ice attached to it. There's a film of ice over everything. And you guys kind of huddle closer into your warm clothes and towards the Anine's warm fur as you approach this crystalline structure. So are you going to approach it straight away, or?
I will. I don't know about the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to slowly approach it, and can I kind of like scan an area of it to see? Because is it the same sort of thing that was shooting the lightning at us earlier that charged the wind?
No, not that kind of crystal. No, this one looks like to be some sort of monolith.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then. We'll just continue in.
Okay, it has no visible entrance from here. Although, if you do want to, guys, want to look around, I need an intellect roll from you, or difficulty free.
Okay.
Aha! Looks like I'm coming up with the intellect today.
Mm-hmm.
In Sildro we trust.
Okay, Sildro, as everyone's looking around, on the far side, because it's bent slightly as if it's about to fall into the earth, and you see that as it lifts out of the ground where it is, on the far edge, you can see an outline of an alcove. And as you walk towards it, see something shimmer quickly, like an image, and it, as if like static. And as you approach and move your hand out, your arm can go right through it. It's an image.
Guys, over here.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's your reflection.
No, some sort of illusion. I don't know. Illusion. Some sort of hologram. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like an illusion to you guys, a defensive illusion. As you approach it, Nebo recognises that it's quite a common illusion to be used as well.
Okay.
Like you've seen it in Niliesh, where like people want to hide secret doors and kind of things. It's a simple artifact, and you know that there will be like a bar or a bar that kind of projects it either to the left or right or above or below.
Someone doesn't want us coming in, apparently, or finding the entrance.
Yes, that's a good point, because you realise that this is like kind of not meant to be here. As in, the entrance should be visible. Someone's put this here on purpose.
I will draw out my shield and approach through the hologram.
Okay, so as
Step on through.
you approach through the hologram, is everyone else following?
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'll check it
Are
out.
we able to actually move through it, or?
Yeah, it's just like a.
So it's just a
projection.
visual, like,
Yeah, it's,
okay.
yeah, it's just a
Is there any
projection.
way I can disable it and like just take it?
Yeah, with your Numenera training, so an intellect Intellect roll of difficulty 3. It's level 3 artifact. Oh, here we go. So, Nebo reaches up and finds the bar and he goes, here it is. As he lifts it out, the image still projects. So as he's moving it around, the projection of the door still goes like 6 feet outwards and he can move it around. He's like, woo! And as you go to twist it, which you think would normally do it, it shatters in your grasp, dealing 2 might damage to your hands as glass impales your hand. You go, and blood begins to run and course down your arm and fingers.
Oh, no.
I turn around and see this. I'm like, I told you not to touch those things.
Remember,
don't touch anything while we're in here.
Don't twist. Pop.
Oh, whoopsie.
Okay, and now Nebo is looking rather worse for wear now.
Yeah, I'm back down to 0.
You can take another 10 minutes if you want to rest up, everyone. Up to you.
No more delays. The only thing we're touching is the manticore. And
That
not in
seems
that
like
way.
the worst idea I've heard.
Not in that way.
Touch the manticore.
Okay, so
Please, guys, can we just take 10 minutes?
Are you serious?
well,
I've still got some fish to eat.
I fell out of a blooming thing earlier, remember? I'm still
grab a
not
hold of
recovered.
I grab a hold of the bucket, snatch it out of his hand, and toss it away. I'm like, I say, you want to bring that stink in here? That beach will smell us in no time.
It will smell the fish, not us. You stupid. Go
Okay.
get my bucket.
okay, you get your
Grab
bucket.
the bucket.
So this corridor moves only about 10 more feet at an awkward angle towards a metallic-looking door with what looks like a square slab on the front. A square slab with several different indents with symbols all over it.
Looks like we're taking 10 minutes. I sit down.
So I'm gonna look at this these patterns and stuff and inspect what I'm gonna assume is some form of lock-in mechanism.
It is indeed an intellect roll. Difficulty 3. Are you Numenera trained?
Yep.
Then difficulty 2. I'm afraid that after fiddling with it for a few minutes, you realise that the symbols on those little indents light up, and that a section basically there's about 18 buttons, and a hollow screen appears with you to type some stuff in. But it doesn't. You don't get any luck.
I sit down, cross my legs, shove the spear into the ground, fold my arms, and just stare at the buttons. Like, if you want to take your rest now, do so, whilst old tentacles figures this thing out.
Let me take my rest, and
You're
I'll be
older
able to
than
help.
me.
Yeah, go on.
I-
Nebo can take a d6 plus 1.
Over the course of that 10 minutes, then I'm gonna probably alternate between looking at the door and just looking in the general area, but potentially trying to see if there's any more holographic walls or anything that might be around. Throwing rocks at the ceiling to see if there's any holographic ceilings.
Okie dokie, go
all that
ahead.
type of stuff.
Intellect roll difficulty 3.
Nope.
Nope. You can't seem to find anything else. It just seems this one door.
Whilst I'm studying at this door, just staring at it, can I start to figure out what buttons represent what? I mean, it's obviously Numenera and I'm not trained in it, but I'm taking a long ass time to figure this out.
Yep, you can take a roll, difficulty 3.
I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna use 3 intellect as well.
Excellent.
If I can. And because I'm really concentrating on this. Okay.
Nice, which is enough. So, but I'm afraid, I am sorry.
I'm only
Sildro.
staring at it.
Yes,
Not pressing it.
I know. I'm afraid, Sildro. You get one experience. You get to give an experience to someone else.
Okay. I'll give it to Mike at the moment. I'll give it to Verza, simply because he's helping me figure this out.
Okay, so
Whilst Evo's just dragging us back.
so as he's looking around, trying to find secret illusions and doors, he manages to step on something, and you hear clunk, 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 clunk.
Okay.
And as you hear, oh dear, there's a sound of a thunderous boom above you, Sildro. Can you make a speed defense roll, difficulty 5?
At the sound of this explosion, I'm gonna like cower in fear, put my shield above me. I know it's not hitting me, but...
And you all hear a slight whistling.
Oh my god.
You've got speed defense training, so it's actually.
I'm going to roll just straight. Natural 20.
Yeah.
Just as above you, a portcullis made of hard light comes rushing down to cut you in half. You dive forward, smack into the door, slide down, cutting you and Furs from Nebo on the other side. And then the door lights up, becoming solid, and you see all the holes appear around the edge as it then fades away.
Wait, was it an illusion or?
It was hard light. It just.
It's still there as well, right?
No, it flickers and then disappears. But you see that all of the marks and indents that it made were definitely real.
What is hard light exactly?
It's a physical hologram.
Oh right, like a real. Okay.
Like
well, to you,
Voyager.
as far as you're concerned, as far as Sildro is concerned, it was a real gate that just vanished magically.
What the hell? What did you press?
Floor.
I sit up from my rest and I'm like, well, at least you guys pulled that trap, disabled that one for me.
Disabled. Don't stand on this spot. I'm going to drop a fish skull there. Just like, this is a bad sign.
Flipping out, this is why we shouldn't touch anything.
But you've got a door. This is the classic role-playing scenario, isn't it? Where the door defeats everyone.
5 years
Well, we still got the door in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay, as I sit up from my rest, I'm like, okay.
No.
Click my fingers and like, let me give this a go.
Stop. I know, I've been studying this while you've been applying your little band-aids. Right. Okay. Took me all of 10 minutes to just figure out what this does. And I pressed the correct combination of buttons into the door to open it.
And Nebo, you realise it's not because he's intelligent enough to figure out the Numenera and its language. It's literally that he's got such keen eagle eyesight that he's managed to see the dirty, grubby fingers that have managed to press the buttons.
I thought he was just going to press his preferred shapes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ooh, a triangle. I know that one.
That sounds good, actually. That's much more along his...
I like stars and triangles.
How do we leave a grubby fingerprint on a hologram?
You didn't. Someone else left a bloodstain.
On a hologram?
Bloodstained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have smelt that as well.
There is a lot of fish
flipping
around.
the keyboard, and I'm kind of like looking at the keyboard like the pad from like a different angle. So I'm trying to catch the grub in the light, and then I press the right buttons.
Yeah. And the door makes a thunderous kind of boom, and then just slides upwards, revealing a dark hall in front of you, spacious, wide.
Yeah,
I pull my spear out of the ground.
With a slight glow in the distance. Slight bluish glow.
Okay. Alright, I pull out my spear out of the ground, and I want to kind of tap the floor in front of me with this, making sure there's no more like these weird pressure pads which we just encountered.
Yep, there you go. Nothing. And this place inside seems larger than outside, like where it was a thin monolith, large but thin. You've now entered what looks like some sort of cavern that spreads on unnaturally long for what it should be, and everything seems to right itself, whereas in the corridor was slightly angled because this monolith was bent into the ground. Everything now takes a normal gravitational flat turn, so it's all normal. And you've got a cave in front of you with crystal water settled around like rock formations. You see some steps to your left leading off to around, impossibly bends around this corner, so you can see a red glow emitting from that room. And to your right, you see some sort of platform with a blue beam jutting up from a formation of pyramid-like rock.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, standard formation, Flaves up front, Seekers and Nanos in the back. In fact, I'm faster than the rest of you. Do you want me to check it out and then beckon you over after I've found there's no traps?
I feel like we should be in a close proximity to each other in case there are any more barriers that are a fall between us. and cut each other off, like we encountered, 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, my argument is the less people getting hit by that, the better.
Mm. But
Is
if
there
you end up being...
any sort of noise coming from the beam?
Yeah, it's a kind of
Just a whirring.
yeah, like a whirling, like a mechanical whirring.
Let me inspect the beam, and once we get close, I'll use my scan on it again.
Okay, so you're going to approach towards the beam, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll head down a few paces ahead of them. I'll say like 10 paces ahead of them.
Okie dokie. As you are wading through this cold, crystal clear water, Furs, no, is it back? It's Nebo and Sildra who are heading towards it. You said you were first, yeah?
I'm 10 paces ahead of these guys, yeah.
Okay, so it begins to... At first you didn't realise, but then it begins to burn, like a cold burn. And both of you spread apart suddenly as the water begins to burn through your clothing, and not burn through it, but soak into it and begin to burn your skin. And it's not like a kind of like a heat burn; it's like a cold burn. Both of you take 1 point of might damage before you can manage to reach either sides of the shore or the rock and get out of it. And it's kind of got a really strong alcoholic smell to it.
Furs, don't stand in the water.
Yeah, this is no mundane lake.
Yes. How high was the ceiling in this place? Because
It's about 80 foot high.
Yeah.
Quite wide and cavernous. And
Is there any... Sorry.
And the air inside is kind of like really thin. It's like you're climbing a mountain, Finn. Like you're kind of like slightly lightheaded as you're walking through.
Alright, as I get to the other side, is there big enough rocks that I can toss them into the middle and form sort of stepping stones for all the others?
Yeah, make a might check, difficulty 2.
Okay.
Whilst he's doing that, can I get like just the end of my rope and dip it into this liquid and then pull it out to see if it becomes like frozen and brittle, like it has actually frozen?
Yeah.
Or if it's more of a chemical burn that's reacting to it?
Yep, it becomes kind of like a kind of... as you leave it in there for a few seconds, it soaks into it. As you bring it out, you see that it's kind of like frozen to it. And yeah, and as you kind of like move it around, it kind of shatters slightly. Not all of it's gone. Okay, so Sildro manages to just... large chunks of rock, and it and forms some sort of stepping lily pad stones all the way over there. That's all the way over to here, by the way, because this side's kind of free of that water.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright then. We use that to get across.
And let me scan the beam.
Okay, you scan the beam, and what does it do? It just tells you what...
Learns about kind of the matter and energy in that area.
Okay.
As well as any other facts.
The matter and energy is beyond your understanding.
Okay.
You can tell it's powerful, and it's definitely something extremely magical, but it's beyond your understanding currently. You need more time to study it. You haven't actually touched the light, have you?
No.
No, you've just scanned it. Okay, so the scan reveals that it's safe. It's not going to hurt you, but it's beyond you. It's beyond your understanding. You just do not know.
Would
radioactive or anything?
No, it's not.
Would my skill of sense magic tell me anything, or is it kind of non-magical?
I'm not sure how sense magic works. I will quickly look.
Well, Nebo, is this drawing energy? So is it
I'm not sure. I can't understand it. I'm not sure what it's doing or why it's here.
Well, it's a cold substance. It's freezing. It's probably potentially a cooling system, maybe. Some kind.
It's alien even to our nano, then we best not touch it. Like everything.
Definitely don't touch it.
Okay, so sense magic basically detects Numenera and magic that isn't immediately obvious.
Okay.
And it does indeed detect that beyond this light, yes, you get a feeling like there's a beyond, like there's something on the other side of it.
Okay.
You get that feeling that this is a door, Not just light.
Not actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
Where is the liquid actually flowing from, like the
No,
pedestal?
No, it's just kind of
Flowing
surrounding
around.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't look like it's been disturbed in a while, but you can see, Furs, you find it as they're busy building a path and studying this device over there. You see that there's a backpack hooked over one of the stalagmites on the floor, and you see some contents have spilled out.
How close can I get to it, or is it just easy to?
Yeah, it's easy to get to. It's on this side of the actual rocks.
Okay, yeah, I'll just poodle over to it and stay as far back as I can, so it'd be about 2 meters, and just like reach my tendril out and slowly lift it up in case there's any sort of like traps or anything around it.
Okay. There's no traps, and I think it just seems like someone has lost it here.
Thumb for it. Look through the.
Okay. There is a few bits of food that has long gone to rot. You see that there's also a pair of spectacles in there and a small box, a silver cube, an oddity.
Okay. The spectacles, just normal spectacles.
Yes, they're just for someone who's probably short or long-sighted.
I'll keep the spectacles and the oddity. And I'll just, if there's nothing else in the backpack, I'll put the backpack down, I guess.
Okay, you put the backpack down. So you've got the silver cube, yeah?
Yeah.
It's definitely got some sort of humming inside of it.
Okay. Can I do any sort of like Numenera check to try and...
you can indeed.
Difficulty?
It's a level 3. Oh, yeah, level 3.
And I'm trained, so level 2?
Yep.
Oh, 2, difficulty 2.
Oh, exactly what you needed!
Okay.
Okay, it's an interdimensional lockbox.
Okay.
It may look small, but inside it's storing objects of probably 8 cubic pounds. Up to.
If there is actually anything in it, is there any way to tell if there's anything in it?
You can open it. You do actually find a little string, so you can open it up.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull the string like I'm pulling a tampon.
Okay, GM intrusion. You get an experience. You get to give an experience to someone else.
Or we'll go with Lewis, I think.
Excellent, Lewis. You gain an experience. Okay, as you pull the tag, there's a popping sound as 8 pounds of this person's equipment and items just pop out in your face, rushing around you. Some of them are sharp. Some of them have fine edges. Can you make a speed defense roll? Difficulty 4.
Someone did not store that correctly.
Nope.
I got a 1.
Oh no!
And a dart manages to get you clean in the cheek, like kind of Shaun of the Dead style, and you go fall to the ground, and you take 3 damage to your might pool.
Is that armor or not armor?
No armor, no. And as you fall to the ground, and everyone turns around because you do hear this popping sound, and you see a bunch of objects and basically of just clattering down into the ground and plopping into this liquid around Furs.
I face palm and go, "You're touching things again."
Although, Furs, something falls to the ground next to you, and immediately you take a deep breath because you realise that there is a medallion. A medallion with a diamond.
Yep.
And as you look towards it, the diamond becomes a hologram and floats off of the medallion, and you realise that this is the symbol of the convergence. And
do
you know who they are?
No.
Okay, the convergence are kind of like the opposite to Aeon priests.
Okay. I can't even remember what Aeon priests do now.
Aeon priests use Numenera to help civilization.
They want chaos and order.
Yeah.
So then the convergence are the ones that use it for like power and stuff.
Yeah, magisters are ruthless, using deceit, coercion, and violence to get what they want. And they live mostly in isolation or in small groups, but the convergence has 3 main bases. and these sanctums are home to most of them. They oppose the Aeon priests, and they seek Numenera for conquest and personal gain.
And whilst I'm like pulling this dart out of my face, I'm gonna head back to like closer to the guys. I'm not gonna jump across this platform stuff that they've made, but I'll be like, we might want to be a bit more cautious of our surroundings in case there are any untoward people here.
Yeah.
Are you taking the dart out of your cheek?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to whisper you something, Michael Bono.
I'm counting on it.
As Furs approaches, I'm going to announce to the group, as I've been studying this beam, I think this is a portal to somewhere else, maybe a gateway.
Good. Let's go. I walk straight in.
Yes, that's so good. Right. I love it.
Right in.
Yep. Excellent. Let me pause this music. Put on.
And portal by nature.
I'm touching things. Jumping into a portal, I see.
Once it's determined it's safe, yes.
Just because the portal is safe doesn't mean the other side is.
Okay, so
I didn't even say it was safe.
Spirit and shield at the ready.
Sildro, you go straight through, and there's a warm buzzing light, and then as you walk in, you can't breathe. You fall to your knees. As you look up, your eyes nearly freezing over. You see a landscape ahead of you of a desolate planet, and above there's a ring of fire around a darkness in the sky. You look ahead, and you see a priest dressed in robes with a bubble like around him, and he's battling in front of you, firing bolts of lightning from his hand. What looks like mechanical golem that's swinging around. The golem stops, looks towards you, and with a feminine voice goes, "Help me! Help me now!" And then begins moving towards you.
Can I breathe?
No.
Firstly.
No, there's no way.
Behind me, is there still a light which I can
Yeah,
transport back to?
kind of. And you recognise the Aeon Priest's kind of robes and uniform on the guy that's firing lightning bolts at this golem, who turns towards you, has a look of confusion, but can't leave that kind of like invisible bubble around him. Obviously, he's using
I recognise the robes or the priestly outfit that he's got on him.
Yeah, it's an Aeon Priest outfit, yeah.
It's an Aeon priest. And is it? You say it was a feminine voice from her?
From the golem, not the Aeon Priest. The
Golem.
golem said, "Help me," and it turns towards you. It's got a kind of a glowing orb, and as she marches towards you, thumping down, you see it's got a feminine body, kind of with a golden kind of like sheen to it, and you are standing upon a bridge. Actually, I've got like awesome. I had.
Holy shit. Well, the golem's charging towards me, saying,
you
"Help
guys,
me."
yeah, you guys are kind of up here on the. Well, you are up here, and as she comes charging towards you with this orb, she stops, and behind her, she emits a gust of what looks like energy, and suddenly you can breathe again. You're in like this energy coming from the vents on her back, and she's venting oxygen and gases at you.
How big is this golem compared
About
to
8 foot tall, broad-shouldered. It's got. Yeah, you take a deep breath, and she goes, "This is why I sent for you. Help!"
We're supposed to find a monster, not a priest.
The priest, the actual Aeon priest in the bubble, about 30 feet away from you, goes, "You sent for help?" And she goes, "Time travels much quicker in here." She turns back towards the priest and goes, "He's come here to find the keys of creation. You must help defend them."
Will this do the job? And I heft up my spear and I aim to throw it at the guy with the
Okay.
priest. I ask her that though. I'm like,
Yeah.
will this help? Because obviously he's in a kind of like a shield.
Yeah.
I don't want to just waste my spear.
She goes, "Yes, perhaps." And does it? Well, we go back to the cave. Everyone sees that Sildra's just like ran straight through.
Oh dear.
We just like turn and look at each other like, I'm not sure that was the best option. Would you like to go next?
I'm gonna proceed to the portal. Gonna tie my rope around me.
Yep.
And give the other end to Nebo, just
Nebo.
whatever. I'm gonna give the other end of the rope to him, and I'll be like, "Well, I don't know what's on the other side, so like if you feel a tug, like a significant tug really hard back. Pull
If
me
you
back.
tug twice, I'll come through.
No. Well, sure. Okay. No, 3 times.
3 times.
3 times
Okay.
a lady.
Meanwhile, so Furs, as you come through, immediately you're blasted with some energy, warm, but you can kind of like sticky to breathe. You see the shoulders. Pardon me. You see the shoulders of this great kind of mechanical golden golem in front of you. To your right, you see Sildro standing up, holding his glaive, and you are on a slanted block of land, like a land bridge. To your right, a huge statue with a glowing chest, holding 2 swords with bits of matter orbiting its actual body, stands to you, and you see that there's an Aeon priest in front of you, and you believe that might be Garrick Gransden. And he's in like a bubble, and you see standing on like a platform on the ground, like a mechanical platform that he's obviously placed to fight down. I need you, Sildro, and to roll a initiative roll. Difficulty 4.
Because I can already kind of like see what's going on. I've got my spear ready to throw. My would I get any pluses to this? So I've already gone through.
No, but you will be going first. Like as in there will be a round of you fighting, and then.
Okay, right, got it. Oh, my dice roll. Here it is.
I haven't heard this giant rock lady speak, have I yet?
Nope.
And I've got trained in initiative as well.
Yep. So yeah, that's cool. So just for the sake of it, can you also roll, Lewis, just so that I can have you on the order?
Yep. Oops, wrong button.
So have I rolled a natural 20 or something?
So we got Sildro on 1, Furzo.
Thurzo?
Sorry. Nebo goes 2.
I think you should just add an O to the end of your name. Just to match ours.
No, because then I can't make a pun about it being Thursday.
Okay, Sildro, you get to go first. The golem is standing down and using the venting of her chemicals to let you breathe, basically.
Yeah.
Even though it's making you dizzy.
I'll stay within that, and if she said it works, then it'll work. Hopefully, I'll launch my spear at this Aeon priest.
I'm afraid, because you're launching the spear, that's a speed roll.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
fine.
I guess you're throwing it, yeah.
The throwing attack, yeah. Sure.
Difficulty 4. Oh, well, hey, you hit.
Cool.
Okay, so how much damage? You're using the glaive, yeah?
Yeah, I was throwing that.
Fuck. Okay, you go, "Huh," and it hits him clean, cuts straight through that invisible barrier that he's got up, that's giving him air, hits him in the chest and knocks him back. And then he falls to his knees, stands up, yanks it free, and goes, "You will not stop the convergence." And his hand begins to crackle.
Enemies confirmed.
Yeah. And he goes, "Golem, give me the key!" And it goes, fires up 2 bolts of electric at the golem. Chris, can you roll a defense, please? And can you roll a d20?
Oops.
She falters, stands, and stops venting. Suddenly, Furs, you find yourself absent of chemicals to breathe, oxygen, and all what's needed, and you suddenly begin to choke on the air. But you still get a round of like stuff to do. That was the Aeon Priest go. Back down to Sildro. You'll go again.
I turn to Thurs, I say, "Protect the golem, we need her to breathe."
Stupid sentence.
Can I use my action to guard? Is that possible?
Let me see what guard does. I'm definitely sure guarding. Gain advantage on defense tasks. Can attempt reactive speed task to prevent characters from getting past or taking the action they're guarding against. So you get, so you basically, when you roll defense, you get an extra, difficulty down.
Right,
Yeah.
but I want to interpose any attacks that try to hit the golem with my shield.
Yes.
I'm standing in front of it.
That's fine. Yeah, that means, can attempt to react. Yeah. So if he goes for the golem, you can make a speed task at -1 difficulty to prevent characters from getting to attacking. Yeah.
Alright, so I could potentially deflect things with my shield from...
Yep.
Alright, that's fine. I'll use that for my action then.
So yeah, so basically it's at a -1 difficulty though. That negates it out because of the shield. Yeah, so.
Right, asset is... Yeah, my shield is an asset.
The Aeon Priest, as the lightning crackles down, throws these gloves that break in his hands down, and then goes, fine. Brings his hand up, and you see a ball of energy appear. He holds it back, and then throws it forward, and it rolls like a ball to your feet. And he goes, if you want to die with her, then die. Can you make a speed defense roll, please? Difficulty 4.
Okay.
The shield doesn't help here. No, just Chris actually, yeah, because you're behind the column.
Alright, okay. Speed defense, you say?
Yep.
I'm going to spend 3 speed
Excellent. Go ahead.
and roll.
Yep, that's what you needed.
Cool.
As the orb explodes in front of you with a blast of light, you bring your hands up and and prevent the blindness.
Oh, excellent. Okay, there's a blinding effect. Right.
Yeah, and you go like that, and then suddenly you got stars in your eyes, but not enough to prevent you from being able to do stuff. First, it's your go.
How far away is the
About 30 foot.
Aeon?
So
About 30 foot. There isn't an equivalent to like a charge action in this, is there?
there is. You move up to 50 feet for an action.
But you don't get to do anything at the end.
No.
You
No.
just like rugby tackle him.
Yeah.
I do believe there's a specific class for charging and attacking.
Okay.
You're gonna tug on the rope? That's like, I'll try and pull him through. I don't know.
I don't really know. We didn't really set up
Nope.
a thing. I'm actually, yeah. I'm gonna pull the rope to try and pull Lewis through.
Lewis. Nebo, the rope begins to yank, like not like he said to like pull him back, but more kind of a come through, hither, come hither, kind of a yank instead of a.
He didn't follow the free yank pull.
I'm improvising. Oh, you fuck! I can't even talk to you.
Okay, I'll make my way through.
Okay, that's when you immediately find yourself unable to breathe.
Oh God, why did he bring me through?
You kind of like, you get that kind of tightening around your throat and in
Yeah.
your chest. You look ahead and you see that combat's happened. You see that this Aeon Priest in front is obviously hostile, and he's in his own little bubble of oxygen.
Okay.
I'm just pointing at him like.
Yes. The golem, by the way, stands up, and she goes, puts her hands up, and you see a bubble appear around you all suddenly, and
Huzzah!
then she begins venting from the vents in her back, venting the bubble full of oxygen, so you guys can breathe. Sildra, it's your go.
Okay. I really want to continue to guard this. If our oxygen goes down, it's pretty much not good. So yeah, I want to take my action to guard again, and I'll command the others to hit the Aeon Priest. He's the enemy.
Okay.
I don't really have any ranged weapons, sir.
Well then, move forward with us, Gollum, and can I ask her to like step forward with me? I want to keep pace with her.
You can spend your action to ask her to step forward, yes, if you wish.
Yeah. Move with her.
She goes, yes, of
Holding
course.
up my shield like a protection as well.
Of course, Sildra. I'll do that for you.
How do they know? What? How do you know my name?
I sent for you.
We'll ask questions later. For now, we'll deal with this.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that was your go. The Aeon Priest stands and gets reaches into his pocket and produces what looks like to you like the buzzer, but with a longer kind of snout. And he aims it down, and it makes a kind of like a dart being fired sound as he shoots towards you. That would be Sildro. You can make a defense check. Minus your terrain, so difficulty 3 for you.
Okay. Shit. It's gonna hit.
Yep, and as it hits, can you make a might roll? Difficulty 6.
6.
Yep, you can spend some might to reduce that if you want to get it down to 15.
6 times 3, you're talking about...
Yeah.
18.
Yep.
That's a high thing.
Yep.
How does effort work? Explain to me. Can I
That is what you're doing, yeah. Effort is the amount of times you can use it. So your effort is 1, so you can only spend up to 3. When your effort's 2, you can spend up to 6. When your effort's 3.
Oh, okay. But you can't use your effort as a resource.
No, your effort is kind of like your.
It's your max resource per turn.
Yeah.
All right. I'll spend 3.
Okay. Go ahead. You need a 15 or above.
Fuck.
So the needle hits you in the chest, but your armor negates the 1 damage it does. But I'm afraid the poison courses straight through your veins and dealing 6 unpreventable damage to your intellect pool as your brain begins to become muddled and fuddled.
Okay, it's on minus.
So it just goes down to 7, and you are now
impaired.
Yes, you are now impaired. What that does is, I know this. It's right here. So if you are impaired,
I believe it makes everything difficulty by 1.
It does, yes.
So you get impaired whenever you get any stat down to 0.
Yes.
Any pool is 0. Yeah.
Cool. I'm impaired as well.
Then. Just making a quick look. Basic mechanics. I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Yes, 1 stat point because your effort costs 1 extra point per level. Rolls of 17 plus can only deal +1 damage. That's it. No, so you don't get like a disadvantage or anything.
Okay, but it is harder to hit.
Yeah, no, it just costs effort costs 1 extra point, so it'll cost you 4 points to do things from now on.
Okay, got it.
And you can't get the effects of a 17 plus, except for deal an extra 1 damage.
Got it.
Okay, you've been hurt. Suddenly, you fall to your knees, and the Aeon Priest begins laughing and goes, "Nothing will stop us." Nebo, as you step through, you're like, "What is going on?"
See, like they're marching forward toward the priest.
Yeah.
Does it take an action to use a cipher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you've used it, that's your action.
All right. I'm going to use my cipher to begin with. I'm going to use my sheen pill, so I'll get +1 to my armor for a week.
Excellent. I like that one. Remember that. Note it down.
Yep.
You quickly swallow it. Oh.
Yeah, it decreases the difficulty of my defense rolls by 2 steps as well.
That's such a good cipher.
I know, you gave that to me.
I rolled it. I didn't.
Although all recovery rolls suffer a -1 penalty.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'll note that all down.
Okay, so everyone.
So I'm going to pop my pill.
As you swallow it, crunch down, and it slides down your gullet, you suddenly feel stronger, more powerful, more invigorated. And if anyone was to look upon you now, your eyes have turned completely black. Okay, that would be your turn.
Yep.
Spurs.
Oh,
Looks like he's got his own bubble. Maybe you could run into it and.
yeah, I was thinking about it last time. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just take a movement action, whatever you want to call it, to get all up in his grill.
Okay, yeah, get up all in his grill. Okay, so you run straight in, and his eyes go wide as he sees you run across the empty space. I'm going to GM intrusion you. You get to give an experience to someone else.
No Chris this time.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so as you begin running across towards him, you do notice that the ground is unstable, but you continue your momentum forward as it begins to collapse.
Oh.
All of the ground around you begins to fall down towards the still black sea below you. That's that. So everyone's going to end up falling on the next consecutive rounds.
All of us, or
well, currently the rest, like the golem stops, but you, however, that's when it begins to fall. So everyone can see the Aeon Priest and you begin tumbling down.
luckily, I've still got a rope attached to me.
Oh yeah, nice. Sildro, your go.
Okay, point to me on this map where the crumbling is happening here. Because I want to know what's the more stable ground. Is it? Are we ascending? So
you're descending. He's running downhill towards the ruins here.
We're
he is,
all around here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll probably
and
just run down to here.
so we're actually on stable ground if we stay where we are.
Yeah, this bit's all collapsing.
Okay, and he's making a run for like the lower part.
Yep.
Is there still enough of a gap to jump across?
There is, yeah.
Okay. I want to try and use my movement as well to get all the way
Okay,
to him and in the bubble.
Yeah,
I know I'm gonna have to make a jump here.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely have to make a jump.
All right, I'll do it. I'm making a jump for it.
Do it. Make on the jump. Nice. Woof! Lands straight in the air bubble, and you realise that the air bubble that he's got is real. Like, as in compared to the golem's artificial stuff, this tastes like you're in the middle of a forest. And, behind you, you see that Furs is sinking deep into deeper towards the sea. That's your go. The Aeon Priest sees you land, and draws some sort of like disc into his hands, begins tapping some buttons on it, and then goes, "Be gone!" and throws it towards you. Can you make a might check? Difficulty 5.
Be gone, foul beast.
No more of these freaky mechanical things. Alright.
Yes! He goes to throw this forceful object. As it lands next to you, it lets out a beam in all directions. You kind of guard your face, and then there's an explosion from it. A forceful explosion to knock you back. But it doesn't knock you back. But it knocks him back, and he goes flying out of his own bubble. He goes, slides all the way down to here, stands up, and then begins kind of like limping back towards you. Nebo, it's your go.
So, floor is crumbling in front of us.
Yep.
Chris has jumped over the gap in his shield to face him directly.
Yeah.
Don't know whether to commune with the golem and ask her to kind of move us over there so we can fight him easier. Is there any? Can I speak to her and just say,
Yep.
Golem, can you take us to him to fight?
Yes, Nebo, I can.
Okay, let's do that. We need to get close.
Okay, on her turn, she'll basically launch you over.
Okay.
Okay, Furs.
So like I'm falling on. I've got this rope. I don't know if fucking Nebo actually is still holding the other end of it or not.
It looks
sound like.
I'll probably dropped it by now. Yeah, that'll come through.
Like there's a moment when I'm expecting the rope to go taut as he's held it, and then like
yeah, you see it tumbling like a limp snake.
as it comes down next to me, like I have been betrayed. I will basically like stretch out my tendril to try and grab hold of. Can I potentially try and grab hold of the Aeon Priest?
He's too far away, I'm afraid, because he's been blown away. Like you do see a foot on the rim of the cliff. It might be the Aeon Priests. Do you want to reach for that?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. Make a might check of difficulty 3. And
just consider grappling.
Yeah, why not?
So that reduces it. Woo!
Perfect. Sildro, suddenly something yanks onto your ankle. You're like, nearly go over the edge.
It's a fucking.
You turn around and see, you turn around and see Furs is like hanging about 10 foot down, just like wrapped his.
I bend down. And
it is your go, yeah. Okay, you bend down and pick up the glaive.
Oh, and whilst I'm down here, I might as well. And I can I heft him up and in the same turn like just run up to the Aeon Priest again?
No, you can't run. You've got Furs stuck to your ankle. The options are a bit limited. You're gonna have to lift Furs up, or you're gonna have to throw the glaive again.
Does he look pretty well like grabbed on? Like
yeah, he does. Yeah.
Excellent. In that case, I'll pull out my buzzer and shoot the Aeon Priest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I'll put my glaive back in the holster behind me. All right, rolling. Well, it's decreased by 1 step because it's a light weapon.
I'm afraid it's still miss. So you go, badoof, and the disc whizzes off round his face. He looks at it as it goes like sliding away, realizing that you've actually got some sort of Numenera firearm. He looks at his needle that he'd hit you with, throws it to the side. You realise he's got no more weapons, right? And he's out in the air. He makes a beeline for the door down the edge, at the and he just begins sprinting. Gets about.
Just at a glance, is there like a device that's supplying this bubble of air around us?
Yes, it's on the floor. It's like a circular about a foot in diameter. He's ditched it obviously, and he's running straight towards the statue. Nebo, as the golem takes her go, she picks you up and just places you on the other end. She can actually reach you that far. She just.
Okay. How close does that put me in range of all the others and the priest?
Well, you're right next to Sildro. Furs is about 10 feet below you, behind you, and the priest is about 50 foot running down this land bridge.
50 foot in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to use to attack him, to try and maybe like hit him in the leg to stop him from kind of moving any further away from everyone.
What are you using?
My onslaught attack.
Okay. Go ahead.
What's the difficulty for that?
For you, it's difficulty 9.
9?
Oh wait, you mean 3. I meant 3.
Difficulty 21.
Okay, you can choose. You can choose to do +2 damage if you wish.
Yeah, I'll do +2 damage.
Or a minor effect. Okay, so you do +2 damage. The onslaught hits him in the back, knocks him off his feet, and you can imagine that the air's been knocked out of his lungs.
Yeah.
And there's nothing he can do. He falls to the ground, and he goes... rolls up, begins scratching at his chest and his throat as you see...
Because he's out of the bubble now as well.
Yeah, and Furs, you'll go...
Climb up,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, because I'm hanging, and I presume that'd be my action.
That I'm afraid that would be your action. You manage to climb up and stumble down, and Sildro realises that you've let go of his ankle now that you've managed to climb up.
No, I apologise, Sildro.
I'm not a climbing friend.
You are like a mountain. I knew you would not budge.
It's true.
Like the rocks around here.
Did you see that thing you tried to push me back with? Pathetic.
I was falling at the time.
I pick up the bubble air thing device. Honestly, Soda doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
But he knows it supplies the air, and he says, "Stay close." And I make my way after him.
As you pick it up, you realise it doesn't just form like a half sphere. It forms a full sphere that even goes underneath the rock. As you pick it up and hold it up, it forms like a full sphere around you, about 10 foot diameter.
Oh wow! So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
This device is like...
Mm-hmm. It's an artifact. It's an artifact. It's not a cipher.
Right, okay, got it. So it's like a plate, almost.
Yeah, like it's a foot by foot plate that then extends a 10 foot like diameter bubble of air. Yeah.
I'll use my movement with Thurs.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes around to him, we'll move together.
Okay. So the Aeon Priest attempts to stand, looks up at you all, and you see the bloodshot eyes. Reaches for something underneath his hood, yanks it off, and you see it's like some sort of key, like quite long, about half a foot long, and it's got like this diamond on the end. He holds it close, and then just falls and tumbles off the edge towards the water with it.
Yeah.
Like shout towards the golem, Golem!
Yes!
Kind of for her to catch him or something like that.
No, he's falling down this way, and she's up there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. She just goes, oh, he fell with the key, and she steps over the gap. As you guys have a moment to just take a moment inside the air bubble, you turn towards this golem. She has like a green orb embedded between her chest, and her face is very, very like beautiful features, like almost like a statue carved in one of the steadfast.
Is her voice similar to the one that I had in my little messenger?
Yes, very similar. Because you were the only one who got a voice, weren't you? In fact, it's identical. Because we must be quick.
Quick for what?
Well, for every couple of minutes you spend in this planet, many, many more minutes go by in yours.
I look at my chronometer immediately as she says that.
It's frozen.
Is it?
Yeah, and as you guys look up into the sky, you see there's a black orb in the distance with a ring of fire around it. And she goes, this planet orbits that. And unlike
What
your
is
son.
that?
She goes, a
white
hole.
hole.
A hole of nothingness. Quick, we must leave. And she goes thumping down towards here.
What of the Aeon man and the key that he fell into the water with?
We can get that. Do not worry.
Okay.
Okay, and as you march down towards this massive statue, Sildro holding the plate above his head, she puts both her golem-like hands into the door where they're meant to be. You see, and there's slots for them, and the door opens, and she goes, "Quick, get in the temple." And as you walk in, the entire inside of this has like octagonal plates that shift underneath your feet and up the wall. And she as she walks over towards one of the walls, she twists something, and suddenly you can all hear a hissing sound around you.
It's gonna blow.
No. That's just me creating a right environment for your species.
No, never guessed.
And as the place begins to light up with poof, 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 behind her, you see 4 great statues. Not as big as the one you've just mentioned, but statues of ancients, and in each of their chests is a keyhole. And that's where I end today's session.
Do any of the chests have keys in them?